chance to recap last session. Everyone shout at once.
You know what? I'll do it.
Fantastic. Thank you, George.
Suck up.
Cowards.
Yeah, suck up for paying attention.
All right. From our first episode of the Unholy Embers, our epic crew of merry misfits. Man, I messed that up. Anyways, epic crew of merry misfits. Going with it. We embark on our journey, sailing out of port. We arrive to the ship one by one. Yeah, I'm messing this up. I don't care.
Your best.
And for a few days, we sail the high seas of Rune. Some of us working on the ship, some of us sitting in a corner, mysterious, in the shadows, with a cloak on. That's the rogue, by the way. And everything's going fine, smooth sailing. The captain even likes a few of us because we help out on the ship. It's all good. Until one day, we're attacked by pirates. Seemingly. I think they were after the Warforged on the ship, or another piece of cargo that we didn't know about. We don't know. But they sunk the ship, killed the crew, and only a few of us remained. We all gathered on a little dinghy. It was tragic. The first mate survived the encounter, the coward that he is, and would have flipped us in the water had Leon not jumped in to balance out the weight. And during the night, said coward tried to cut Leon loose. But luckily, the crew, the Holy Ember Warriors, I'm not sure what we're calling ourselves, stopped him. Durkish killed him. Just straight up killed him. It was a good sight to see. They tossed his body overboard and helped Leon back into the boat. We were adrift for a few days until we saw sight of land. And so, with Blackfeather's crowbar, we pried up a couple of seats and used them as makeshift paddles and guided our dinghy to land. There we came ashore, just north of the Braying Woods. A plume of smoke billowing into the sky. And while Fate, Jamie, suggested we go ahead and inspect them, we said, maybe we should go back in town and check it out. We got our head to Bestow. And that's where we left off. We camped there for the night, and we head to Bestow to at least get some equipment, then head to the Braying Woods to fulfill our contract.
Absolutely, and thank you for that recap. Please, if you do not have one, reward yourself a DM inspiration, and we will pick up on that very spot upon waking up after your night of rest. The morning beachside breezes with a nice saltwater air, just kind of encapsulating the entirety of your area. The campfire that has sizzled over the night is now just a small plume of smoke that just kind of rises up as the embers slowly dissipate and cool down. It is not soon after everyone wakes up and kind of stomps out the fire, whomever that would be, and getting ready for the journey. You would in fact see a particular individual, fairly common-y. He does have a belt on, which seems to be with some sort of a short sword, whatnot. Hands are not on the sword at all. Approaches you guys. Hey guys! Hey! Good morning!
Good morning.
Oh, there's a whole bunch of you guys. You guys alright?
Well, our ship was attacked by pirates and it sank. We survived, and we came ashore here.
Oh, damn. You know, every day here's something about that. Something new. Pirates this, pirates that. Can't really go anywhere without having to run it with someone, huh? I'm glad you're safe.
I-
You guys lose anybody?
Seemingly so. The first mate died a horrible but appropriate death.
What do you mean? What do you mean appropriate? What happened?
He was kind of an asshole.
She's gonna just chime in. It was well deserved.
Well deserved.
But a bunch of people from the ship died. It was a pirate attack after all, and the ship sank.
Who's well deserving of pirate attack? That sounds awful.
Well, no one's deserving of a pirate attack, but
A criminal that was a crewman.
he tried to murder one of us after all.
Wow. Sounds like you had one hell of a day. I'll tell you what. I'm passing through here, and by gosh, oh golly, I seem to have misplaced my my ration bag. You guys don't happen to have any extra food, do you?
How big does he look?
He seems to be human. He's not hiding his face at all. He definitely appears human. In fact, why don't you give me an investigation as you are looking him up and down for any kind of particular details? I should probably open up fucking D&D Beyond, huh?
That is a total of 3.
Fantastic. As you eye him up and down, he does appear to be human. You know, at best, at your glance, you know, his hands are free of items, except his left hand. Even though you don't see items in his hands, his left hand is closed, as if he's holding something. Whatever it is completely concealed in the palm of his hand. It's like he's just maybe holding onto something. His other hand is open. He does talk with his hands a lot, so it's like he's not hiding the fact that there's something in his hand. But he's, you know. But hey, I'm really, really hungry. It's been about 2 days.
I have some food for you, but it'll cost you some information.
I thought we were just passing by, but if you have any questions, sure. You mind if I hang out with you guys for a little bit?
Yeah, come on over here. And I pull out a ration for him.
Fantastic. Huh. He begins to eat it, and he's listening intently to your question.
So, first, I'm going to ask him, well, I guess to start out, what news is going on in this area? Obviously, we're new here.
Oh, you know, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. These trees are on fire. You got dwarves doing their thing in Miladar and the Whitestone Mountains. Some crazy shit going on over there. The deserts are hot. Breck is under new leadership. There's been some minor tremors to the northeast a little bit. I've been seeing a lot of other things here and there. Why? Why do you ask? Why are you curious?
Well, if we're stuck in this area, we should probably know what we can. You mentioned the burning trees?
Oh yeah, you don't see that over there? He kind of sarcastically points over his shoulder with a slight of a giggle.
I figured that was the town.
No, that's the Brain Woods. Yeah, don't go in there though. Not many people come out.
Any idea why it's burning?
If I knew that, it'd be out, wouldn't it? But yeah, well, I'm really hungry. You have any more of those rations?
Tell me about the dwarves, and I will pull out one more ration.
Sure. He grabs the ration really quickly here and starts chomping on it. So
That's
what about the dwarves? What do you want to know? Miladar. Everyone knows about Miladar. Gateway to the Whitestone, they say.
I come from a long ways away. I don't know much about this area.
Oh yeah, Miladar. They've been kind of battening down their doors lately, a little bit tighter on security. Rumor has it their king was kidnapped and then brought back.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yes, the Mithril Maulers used to be a group of guys there that would go in and do that hero thing, you know. But the new guys, Team Saber, they're my fave.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they kind of come and go as they please. They hang out in Mirador. They got some little compound in there. They've been training a lot of newer recruits, but they generally keep to themselves.
Before I forget, kind of rude of me, what is your name?
My name is Gareth.
Gareth, I'm Gothy.
Oh, Gothy, nice to meet you. Hey, sorry to do this. See, I must be extremely malnourished. You got any more of that food?
Sure. Here you go.
Fantastic, thank you.
I had
Hey,
my ration.
what's in your bag?
Clothes. And food.
He gives you a
What's
little-
what?
Go ahead.
What's in his bag? It's really none of your concern now, is it?
Oh, I thought we were friends. My apologies. I'll tell you what's in my bag.
Really not interested.
Can I have an insight into? It seems like he's a possible bandit just trying to size us up.
What exactly are you looking to insight, however?
So, what I'm trying to look into, does it seem like he's more interested in what it is? Like when I was pulling out my rations, was he checking what's in my bag, stuff like that?
I mean, having those actions already transpired, I don't want to rewind the clock, but what I
That's
can
fine.
say is during the course of the next couple of minutes, we can make that roll to give you your idea of how well you're kind of, watching him, so to speak.
Okay.
You 17, fantastic. Absolutely. So you are watching him as he's now engaging over with Ryan, and says, "Oh, sorry, Miss Thing. How many people talk to me like that? I wasn't being rude. You didn't have to be rude about it, but there's nothing wrong about asking. Just trying to get to know you guys, what you guys carry. They say you can tell a lot about someone for what they carry in their bag. That's all."
She's just gonna nod at him and walk the other direction while holding on her bag.
Not the first lady to walk away from me. You're lucky.
Sure won't be the last.
Hey, what's your story there, tall, dark, and handsome, as he points over towards Black?
I walk away with Ryan. I want nothing to do with him.
You guys are pretty cold, huh? I bet you guys don't have many friends, do you?
We just got out of the water after a shipwreck. We're not exactly in the most talkative moods.
So why are you here? You mentioned you were on a boat, but what's your purpose for being here?
Well, right now, trying to survive. Our shipwrecked.
Oh, duh, I know that. I meant,
Yeah,
we'll put your feet on boat.
just getting away from things.
Needing to travel, see the world, that sort of thing.
Well, hey, I a group of my friends also lost a lot of their food. Do you have any extra food for them?
Unfortunately, any food that we have left, we're going to need, other than what we shared with you.
Oh, I'm pretty sure we can go hunting. We're pretty skilled hunters. We could probably go out in the food, get some squirrels. I hear there's a wild boar in this area.
Then you shouldn't need to be asking us for food if you can go get your own.
Well, you're welcome to tag along. You guys look quite parched yourself. I mean, being shipwrecked, as you claim, it's kind of a big deal.
So I'm gonna whisper to Black that I think he's trying to set us up for an ambush.
And I agree. I think we should rob him and leave him on the beach naked.
How loud do you say that, Black?
Just loud enough so Ryan can hear me and nobody else.
Okay, I'm gonna definitely say you're at least 15 to 20 feet away at this point in time, having walked away a couple of minutes ago or whatever. That's perfectly plausible. This individual, Gareth, will continue to speak. But yeah,
Well-
we're right over here. I mean, at least in the woods a bit. Around the bend. Come, follow me. He begins to stand up. He'll dust his knees off in the, from kneeling in the sand there, the beach sand.
I think we need to get traveling. We got a long walk ahead of us. We're heading to Brecca. Just over that way, and Leon will point towards Brecca.
Oh, you don't want to go that way.
Jamie will correct Leon and be like, it's actually Bestow in that direction.
having fucked
No,
up
it's not
George's
me.
plan.
The look I am giving the screen right now is the look I am giving Jamie.
So, wow, you guys really don't know where you guys are going. But you don't want to go to Brecca. Brecca's, desert. You don't want to go through there. You claim you're pretty short on rations. There's no way you're going to make it. You may as well, here, I can help you find your way. Especially if you're saying Bastow. Bastow, port town, they got endless amounts of dried fish. Town kind of stinks a little bit, but meh.
Oh.
So what'll it be? Following me? Once again, he kind of beckons you over with his closed fist, whatever he's holding. Like, hey, come on, follow me. This way. He'll begin to walk slowly away. Kind of waiting for you to tag along.
I'm going to be shaking my head no. Hopefully the others will see what I'm saying.
I'm smart enough not to randomly follow a stranger.
He's about 30 feet away at this point in time when he turns around. What are you guys doing? Come on. You don't want to stay on the beach all day. This place sucks.
Well, we're going to try and figure out where we're headed.
I already told you, Bestow's this way.
Well, some of us had our heart set on Brecca. Looks at Jamie again.
Brecca is like weeks away by foot. You don't look anywhere prepared to get to Brecca.
Well, we're gonna sit around here and suss it out. We're gonna have a team meeting, as it were.
Sure, I'll wait. Go ahead. He just stands there.
We rather do it in silence, not with you nearby.
I'm not nearby. All right, calm down. I'll give you some time.
She's just gonna glare him down until he walks far enough away that she's, happy with.
Okay, I haven't done anything wrong to you. I'm trying to be friendly here. You don't gotta be a bitch.
She's just gonna keep staring.
You gonna let this thing speak for you?
Jamie sends his familiar 100 feet up into the air to look around.
Did you cast it yet, or?
I casted it on the boat a while ago.
That's right. All right, sure. You sent it up in the air. What are you looking for?
Just like a 360 look around to see if there's people like waiting, like over a line of sight obstacle or anything like that.
You're welcome to give a spot check on your familiar. Spot check. God, I keep on saying spot check. Fucking
Perception.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Nat 1 plus 3, 4.
There is beach here, right? And although the beach is a beach, this is more of a rockier beach in comparison to your sandy beaches. So this is almost like a northwestern United States beach side, rocky. The ocean comes right up to it. The ground is sandy, but it's still like a hard, coarse sand. There are some nearby trees and vegetation. Very low-lying, bushes, shrubbery, not like a forest per se, but there are elements of scattered, trees here and there. And they're not palm trees, more deciduous in that context. But at a glance, this guy's just kind of waiting. You see, the bird's eye version of him pointing at, Ryan, kind of having that last comment to her.
Jamie will look at him and say, so where are you from anyway, Gareth? I wasn't aware of any, settlements in the area.
Yeah, but now, told you, they're traveling, got lost, got hungry, lost their food.
Where are you traveling to? I mean, we told you where we were going. Where are you going?
We're on a hunting expedition.
And to the Braying Woods?
Yes. They have amazing wild boar, especially with the fires that are, currently happening. It pushes a lot of those woodland creatures, the deep recessed woodland creatures, out towards the further edge. It's actually easy pickings if you try to make a good coin on meat and game.
All right, well,
Uh-huh.
I'm tired of this going on, so I advanced towards him with my sword drawn and put it to his throat for an intimidation
Whoa,
check.
whoa, whoa! Before you get
Holy shit!
before you get to him, at about 20 feet away, he puts his hands up and he's holding what looks to be a little pebble in his hand, and he's kind of had between thumb and index finger. Oh, don't do that! Don't do that!
So, Gareth, how's the banditry here? I hear the woods have plenty.
He ignores you completely as there is an individual with a sword drawn approaching him.
All right, what if I stop and draw a dagger and throw and hit him in the palm of his hand?
Can Jamie cast Mage Armor?
No, not at all. Not right now. Hold on, we got to handle this issue first. So go ahead, throw your dagger.
All right, what kind of check do you want?
It's going to be a roll to hit. You can say you want to hit a hand, but you don't call shots in 5e DD.
$20.
Dirty 20? Sure is. With a dirty 20, your dagger hits its target. As you in slow motion, your dagger does that head over foot kind of rotation thing. And it kind of clips him square just above his left, his right pec. Roll damage on your dagger, please.
$6.
For damage, please hold one moment here. All right. As he kind of retracts back with a howl of pain, he lets go of that pebble, and it, in slow motion, it kind of tumbles to the sand, the ground. Upon that pebble hitting the sand, the loudest, most increasingly booming sound of a wham, wham, wham just begins to reverberate through this area. You can feel the bass waves just kind of echo through you. Everyone roll initiative, please.
I got this.
Ooh, that's a good roll.
Reminder, mine's slow.
Even now, slow? That
Yep.
makes no sense to me why her deeds are
Fuck.
so slow.
I have to change my push to talk.
Sebastian got an 11 initiation or initiative.
Your fine familiar, I believe, rolls with you.
I got an 8.
Oh, even better.
Guys, get all that shit going. Let me pull up some details right quick. Please hold while I set the scene. This way, we said black, you're about 20 feet from AG money. Push you guys over here. Matthew is definitely over here. Riku is definitely over here. I'm away. These whole gentlemen and ladies, while I set the scene for you. All right, I'm still waiting for Riku's initiative, and Ran.
It was
It
8.
didn't go through.
Riku, I'm surprised it didn't automatically populate. And Ran, did you see that one?
1 second.
Also, I rolled a 21.
Yep, I got that one. That one went to go.
Okay. Oh, there you
11.
go, Rianne.
I had to change my push to talk. The other one kept exiting back, making my browser go backwards.
Do me a favor. In between combat, can anyone search why D&D Beyond would roll slow for certain people and not others? Just, while we have the in-betweens. All right, starting combat here, and let me bring you guys to the board. Summon players to this board. Charging out of bush behind sandy hillsides. You hear the screaming and hollering. Each one of these individuals wearing a red bandana on their right arm. Right around the middle of their forearm between the elbow and shoulder. Everyone see the combat?
Yep.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
We're starting with Leon. Leon, as you hear this battle cry, the alarm sounding is beginning to dissipate and fade away. You're up.
I don't see myself.
Oh, Mother Hubbard, because I had made you a new token. That is my fault. It's old. There you are.
All right. Let's see. I'll move here. And I will break out my hand crossbow and take a shot at the guy.
Go for it.
Oh, 8. It bounced into a 3.
Womp womp. Your
Yep.
bolt kind of hits directly in front of his feet. Kind of looks up at you while holding his arm from the dagger. He's in the process of pulling out that dagger. He kind of throws it to the side, about 10 feet away from him as he kind of looks at you in bewilderment, like, you missed? That close? Would that be your turn?
That'll be my turn.
All right. Should have numbered these in letters and not numbers. Super strange. Forgive me. No, we're gonna do it this way.
I sent you a message. Panther.
I saw it, thank you.
Alright, for some reason, these tokens are numbered weird. I'm so sorry. Give me a moment.
Have you tried using a different browser out of curiosity?
No.
Alright, so, B6 pop up from behind a little sand dune. Sand cascades off of his clothes and begins to fire his light crossbow at Leon. With a 12 to hit. I don't think we'll do it.
Nope.
It biffs it completely, whizzes by you, Red, and Ryan. The whistles into the ocean. He then squats back down behind the sand dunes, practically falling out of line of sight. Here from my documentation. The names being really weird when I load this combat. I'm just gonna say G. With that. Four with here. All right. Bumping out from behind tree cover. Light crossbow attack towards Gaffy.
How rude.
With a mere 9, once again, whips it completely, skimming past your body into the ocean. He then jumps right back into the tree line behind cover. He'll be in the tree to represent that, but he's behind the tree, intentionally taking cover. He will be considered 3/4 cover at this point. Next up,
I think. In my telephone.
will absolutely. He's going to fucking charge in. For you, Leon, scimitar in hand. As he begins to swing, you block it with your weapon in hand. Does not quite do it.
Okay.
This guy's F. Alright, F is gonna hop out of some bushes and fire his crossbow at you again. You just seem to be the attention for today. That is a 19 to hit, however.
That will hit.
Right, a crossbow sinks into your armor for a mere 7 points of damage. Good guy. Alright. You know what? He's gonna hop out of his bush. Fire a crossbow at Black. 13 to hit. I don't think it's gonna do it, Black, is it?
Nope.
Absolutely not, but he will dive back into his cover. Once again, represented by being on top of the tree, but he is out of line of sight. Rayanne, you are up.
All right.
Can you reassign me to my character?
I'm going to move up. And do my breath weapon on those two in front of me.
Ooh.
You will absolutely be able to do so. I'm actually going to send your tokens over better to take the measurement. All right, what does your breath weapon consist of, and how does it look?
It's acid. But it's not gonna have your normal green color. It's gonna come out black. As I am black, it's gonna look awful.
Absolutely. Is there a save involved with this?
Yes. Dex saving throw.
Alright, dex save. I'm going to go from left to right. So starting with BD and then BA. BD will... what's your save?
12.
Well, with a 13, BD does pass his check. And BA also passes with a 16. So I believe that's...
Alright, so you're gonna take half damage, yep.
Okay. You're really gonna fix your...
Yeah, I tried changing the die, it didn't work.
I found a possible fix.
Try the hardware accelerator thing.
Yeah.
I sent that to you in a screenshot.
Let's go for 9.
9 points of damage in your favor, rounds to 5. So 5 points of damage. BD will holler as he begins to shred off pieces of his clothing that are currently like corroding away. The individual with the dagger stab falls to his knees. His face begins to melt in front of him, and he face plants directly into the sand, directly at your feet. did. Would that be your turn, Rayanne?
Yes.
Jamie, you are up.
The one that died, was that the original one I hit with the dagger?
Correct.
Jamie's gonna move up to here. Right to right there, and we're going to cast. We're gonna. Why can't I make my circle?
You gotta click.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, we'll throw up the fog cloud right there.
Fog cloud. Just make your shit. Here, I'll lock it. Bang. And we will call that fog cloud. Heard. Would that be your turn?
Yes, that'll be my turn.
All right, Black, you are up as Jamie has summoned a fog cloud. The sand and dirt begins to kind of radiate this cloud cover, essentially.
Okay. I am going to move here and engage with BD.
Go for it.
And do I have sneak attack here since he's already surrounded by two?
Absolutely.
So I can roll sneak attack off of my scimitar.
Yes, as long as it has the light property. Correct.
It does. Alright, so roll to hit. Got a 17.
Absolutely. Your scimitar slashes on his back.
I use Savage Attacker to roll again.
Okay. Beautiful.
9 points of damage.
For BD, let's start there first. You slash at BD's back. How does he die?
With a gashing wound across his back, he falls face down.
Into the sand and dirt. You still have how many feet of movement?
Let me check this really quick. I moved roughly 10 feet.
You still have 20 feet of movement.
But I have cunning now, so I could actually dash away, couldn't I?
You can, so you still have the remainder of your movement, period. So you have 20 feet, and then yes, you could do cunning action as a bonus action. You can dash. So in theory, you have 50 feet of movement left, technically, if you use your bonus action to dash. And you don't have to use your cutting action, obviously.
Yeah, I know. I think I'm actually just going to take my movement, and I will use dash so I can get here next to Jamie behind the tree.
Absolutely. So you are intentionally taking cover for those that make sense. Absolutely. Cover has its own set of rules, but for now, I understand that you're taking cover. If you and Jamie are both sharing the same tree, effectively half cover is what I'll give you at that.
Well, no, I'm over on another tree.
Okay, and move to 5 feet over more into the tree line. I'm okay with that.
All right.
There you go.
There we go.
All right. So as long as it makes sense, you are covered up. All right. Would that be your turn?
That is my turn.
Riku, you're up.
Okay. How do I use the
Use your what?
the line thing?
The bottom right, the toggle, the toggle rulers. Just click on it, then you can click and Or if you just drag your token over, you'll be able to see your movement. Oh, you gotta set it up. Okay. Sorry guys. Quick delay again. On the upper right, Joseph, is that settings? All at the bottom, it should say. You guys find it before I do, let me know.
On the bottom right, the M with the dotted line on your screen, if you click that, there's a picture of like a character, number 4, that pops up. You just have that checked off, and that will give you the distance as you move.
Gotcha. Exactly right. You see it, Joseph?
I'm not.
The bottom right of your screen, where it says toggle rulers, not in the settings.
It's not showing on my.
Your mom's coming over to help. It's his first time in Tailspire, guys. I apologize.
It happens.
Okay.
Just use your right click, hit right click. There you go. Just drag it. You didn't do the right thing. It's okay though. For now, I'll fix it in a minute.
I'm gonna move there.
All right, roger that. So you're using a dash, or you move 40 feet automatically.
I can move 45 feet.
That be your turn.
Yes.
All right. Moving up, a voice echoes from behind the fog cloud. You hear the sounds of a language none of you understand. It sounds very chanty. It sounds very much that of a magical language. And in its speak, you start to feel the winds in this area begin to pick up a little bit. As the wind begins to circulate and cascade around. We're not talking tornadoes or anything like that, but the breeze is strong enough as you start to see the fog cloud begin to slide down the beachside. In the breeze. And that would be its turn. Gathy, you're up.
All right. Let's see here. What's that guy right in front of me?
What's that guy right in front of you? Hold down your tab.
That guy.
Hold your tab key down so you can see all the names that are in the field.
Oh, nice. Okay. Perfect. All right, that's fine.
For those that you know what turn's coming up, make sure you guys know what you want to do.
I am. I'm trying to get the thing to work. So basically, I run forward.
Are you dashing?
No, I'm moving forward, and then as my bonus action, I'm doing that teleport,
Okay. Poof.
and then I'm smacking him with the sword.
Go for it as you poof up. He is technically lying down, so this isn't absolutely an advantage attack.
Even better. Second one. Oh, looks like it'll be 14.
14. Be advised, you can right-click on your attack number, and you'll have the option to advantage or disadvantage. You don't have to
Thank you.
like that. But a 14 to hit does do so. Roll your damage.
And I get a free chance to, or I can re-roll it and take the better of the two rolls.
Sure.
Same roll. All right, 13 damage.
13 damage. How do you end BG?
Well, seeing as he's already lying down, exactly like my character is holding it, I just pull the sword and just pin him to the ground.
Absolutely. BG, not even knowing what just happened, just all he saw before his light got turned out was just seeing your ankles poof right in front of him, and then you twist the blade and you hear that blade squelch between vertebrae. His light is extinguished.
That's
to
the
your
end.
right, to your right, downwind, you see an individual, older looking, with a staff in hand. That be your turn, sir.
I will yell for them to surrender or die. Other than that, I end my turn.
Absolutely. Leon, you're up.
Okay, I'm gonna move, and I'll take the dash action to run up to him, drawing my scimitars as I go. Make sure. And then I'll use action surge to attack him.
Oh, shit. All right, go for it. He's not going to even attack first. He's going to automatically action surge.
I'm gonna use an inspiration to reroll that attack roll.
Absolutely.
21 to hit.
Absolutely hits him.
And deal 5 damage.
5
then I'll make-
points of damage.
And then I'll make my second attack. Another 21 to hit,
Absolutely.
and I'll deal 6 more damage to him.
Absolutely. Each time you chunk with your scimitars, you just see pieces of bark flick off of his body. But you do some decent damage to him as he does show some signs of ouchies. That'd be your turn.
That will be my turn.
All right. G is dead. E is up. E is going to. What the fuck is E going to do? E is going to charge over with a scimitar in hand and take a swing at Gathy. With a 7 to hit, does not do so as he biffs it completely, coming short. With a panicked face, he stares right into Gathy's face. D is dead. F is next. F is going to pop out from his bush behind you, Leon. And with a +1 to his attack, try to get a hit on you. With the scimitars, he tries to drive it in. 13, I don't think it's going to do it.
Misses.
Absolutely does, as you are just way too much for that. You spin and kind of take your scimitar and do this kind of twirly fucking pirouette bullshit. Bandit C is next as he hops out from his cover, taking only 25 feet of movement, so you can move 5 back into cover. Absolutely, we'll take a crossbow shot at. Yeah, Leon, sorry. I gotta go for you, bro. And it's not gonna do it. My god, my dice suck today. This bolt actually ricochets off your shoulder area, but the metal on your shoulder, just kind of, or whatever, your armor just kind of biffs it off in the corner as it ricochets off of you. Rayanne, you're up.
I'm gonna aim for BF,
Go for it.
and that's gonna be an Eldritch Blast.
Uh-oh.
For 12.
And look who's rolling faster. And 12
Yeah.
is gonna hit as your Eldritch Blast. What does it look like?
Yeah, and everything that comes out of me, whether it's the acid or any spell, is always going to be black. Just crackling black.
Roll your damage. 5 points of damage. Absolutely. Into the back of F. Turns around and looks at you in absolute anger. Would that be your turn?
Yes.
Jamie, you're up. Black, you're on deck.
All right, Jamie's gonna come out.
Now, going through those trees is going to be difficult terrain.
Uh.
Those are legitimate trees and shit.
15, 15. And we're going to send Firebolt at BF.
Go for it.
With a 19 to hit.
Finally, one of your firebolts connects and slams into the back shoulder of BF right after an Eldritch Blast for 8 points
For
of
8 damage.
How do you kill it?
He just goes right center mass while his back is turned and just knocks him forward into the ground.
100% as his face is shoved into the dirt below. That be your turn, sir.
That'll be my turn.
Black, you are up. Riku, you're on deck.
Okay, since Leon's technically still engaged with Thetis, if I move to shoot with my short bow, that does count as a sneak attack, correct?
As long as any friendly is within 5 feet circle, 100%. Just be mindful
Alright.
of your line of sight. That's all I ask.
I am. I'm going to move to where my line of sight is
Go.
clearly here.
Just so you know, cutting through that tree area will be a difficult terrain. So that 1 square of tree will count as a 10-foot square as opposed to a 5-foot square.
So if we're 10, technically I'm at 20 feet.
Correct.
This would be roughly 30 feet right
Perfect.
here.
Let me center you up to make it look pretty. If you hold tab, guys, there's also an option in your settings to always center yourself on a square. But you can worry about that later, but that's fine right where you are. Absolutely. Who are you aiming at?
Actually, I didn't. Now that I see BE, I'm gonna take aim at BE.
Go for it. Oh
19 to
my
hit.
God, your guys' dice is insane today. It hits.
9 for damage.
Absolutely. He felt the fuck out of that shot as it hits him right in his ribs. It's literally just, he can't put his arm down, otherwise he'd push the bolt further in. Or the arrow, rather.
And I'll roll for my sneak attack.
Oh yeah, that's probably gonna kill him. Go for it.
6.
Oh, dude, not only do you sneak it between his vertebrae, but it feels like you may have punctured a lung. How does he die?
Lets out a scream, falls to his knees.
Falls to his knees, trying to inhale. Gathy, as you look down at this person that was trying to attack you before, you just hear him try to breathe air in, but he just can't suck in any air as he suffocates and bleeds out. Would that be your turn?
I can take... Yes, I'm gonna end my turn right there.
Fantastic. Riku, you are up. Be prepared, Gathy. You're 2 more turns.
I'm already ready.
Yay. Move right here.
Yep. Remember, the guy that's over here that I'm highlighting, he's in the bushes intentionally hiding out. Like, you know he's in that area, but you can't physically see him. He is in total cover in those bushes.
Okay, so if I make an attack, it would be at disadvantage.
You can't see him currently, so you can't even attack something you cannot see. Unless you want to use your action to maybe do a perception, then I can give you, oh, okay, you're investigating that area, you're looking at it, then you can track him within the bushes, but you can't attack something you can't see.
Alright, then I'll do that. I'll do this, try and find him with the perception.
Sure, roll perception. While you do that, let me roll his hide check just in case.
I got a 19.
19. How come I don't see that? I don't see your rolls for some reason. All right, cool. So, you absolutely are tracking him. You can see him. Your next turn, you'll be able to strike him.
Can I use my bonus action?
Yes. Yes, you can. If you have a 10-foot range of attack.
Okay, never mind. I don't.
All right. That's it for you?
Yes, that's the end of my turn.
All right. As the individual facing off of Leon is next. Here's what he's gonna do. He claps his hands and starts to do some crazy fucking fingers things while chanting. Yeah, fuck it. He's gonna do that. He is going to ask you to make a Constitution saving throw, please, Leon.
Eight.
Oh, and Gathy, you as well, please. Actually, hold on. You might be out of line for that. Hold on. 5. You know what? I'm gonna say, Gathy, you were just out of reach, so just Leon. What did you get, Leon? I'm sorry.
8.
8 is not going to do it as you does this hand motion, and you just start to feel this thunderous clap emanate from just in front of your face as you feel the effects of a thunder wave. 8 points of damage. Please hold while I roll that shit. Oh, yeah, there you go. Let's see my number. Did you guys see your dice roll by chance?
No.
Oh, my shit's now going all slow. That is a 15 points of thunder damage. Plow! I was actually on this max roll.
All right, I'm down.
And you also get pushed back, was it 10 feet, I believe? Yes. Your body goes limp and you tumbleweed 10 feet back into the dirt. You just kick up sand, dirt, and muck with all the loose sand in that area also going back with you. Almost like someone blew in the curtains of your window. As you are down for the count. All right. Gathy,
Did you second win on my turn? Oh, well.
you are up, Gathy.
I'm running right up to him, and I am going to try to non-lethally whack him.
Non-lethally whack him. Whack away.
I am going to use my inspiration reroll.
Okay.
$24.
Absolutely connects.
10 damage.
10 points of damage slams into him. He is still standing.
I'm going to yell, take him alive.
You frontside him, goes flat into your blade across his back. And what was the last thing you said, Gathy? I apologize.
I'm going to yell, take him alive.
Got you. Leon, you are up. Give me that secretive death save, please.
Okay.
All right. That takes us to E. Is E still alive, or did he die already? He died, didn't he? He did die. That takes us to C. C is going to jump out of the bushes out of desperation. Try to run past you, Riku. You get an attack of opportunity, Riku.
There's a 24 hit.
24 absolutely punches him in the face.
For 9 damage.
Holy shit. You fucking clotheslined him. Wow! As he's running past, he's still alive, but now his eyes closed. But he still charges forward to Gathy. 1 second here. I know that there's a new grapple system in 2024, which we are about to test out. All right, Gathy.
Mm-hmm.
I believe I need to first hit with an attack now.
With an unarmed strike, it looks like.
Grapple feet's gonna. Oh, is this the right way? They are initiated by an unarmed strike. Unarmed strikes are strength against the AC. You can hit, deal +1 strength by damage. All right, so let's make it unarmed strike first. Fucking. Control. Why make it unarmed strike? All right, that is a 19 to hit. That will hit. Unarmed strikes attack against DC. You can on a hit you can deal +1 strength mod damage. Directly upon character. Or grapple that no initial save as long as target is no more than one size larger than you. The grapple DC is 8 plus your strength mod plus your proficiency. The grapplee, I'll tell the target for now, suffers the grapple condition. Target speed 0, blah 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 blah. Targets have disadvantage against grapple. Yeah. You can drag target in the condition. Yeah, we know that as well. All right, so I guess you just grappled. So you have to break it. You have to do my DC check. Is that how that works?
Yeah.
Then?
Target must succeed on a strength or dex. It chooses which. Save and throw. DC 8 plus proficiency bonus plus strength, or it has the grapple condition.
Oh, so you still take damage on a grapple. You do 1 damage plus your strength mod on a successful grapple. Okay, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah, but do I roll that save and throw right now, right?
You just take +1 damage. Well, you just take 1 damage for now because he's weak as shit. Grapple gun, unarmed strike, strike against him on a hit and deal. Grapple, no initial save on the grapple as long as the target is not more than 1 side. Okay, so you are grappled. Grapplee suffers the grapple condition. The target speed is 0, cannot make any changes. Speed cannot change. The targets have a disadvantage against the grappler. So you attack me, it's a disadvantage. The initiator can drag the target up to a slow condition. Yeah, we know that. Alright, target gets a strength or dex save at the end of their turn, which can end the grapple. Okay, so you can't even break the grapple to initiate. You have to do your turn, and at the end of your turn, if you want to break the grapple, you must do the same DC. So essentially, it kind of mutes your turn. Sort of.
I got a way around it.
Yeah, there's definitely ways around it, but it's just interesting, the new rules. Anyway, sorry guys,
Yeah,
that was a learning experience for everybody. So, yeah, you take 1 point of damage as he punches you in your chest. That would be its turn. Ryan, excuse me. Reyna.
Only if you'll ever get it right. I'm going to target Sadis. Right?
Yep.
And again, it's just gonna straight Eldritch Blast.
Go for it.
14.
14. Although your Eldritch Blast seems to connect, all you see are chunks of tree bark fly off, and there is no real emphasis or oomph. You feel you may connect, but it may have not penetrated him.
That'll be my turn.
All right. That takes us to... Who's dead? Jamie!
Nice. All right. Jamie will move in between both of them. And we're going to attack BC. And Jamie will, rather than using a spell, he's going to reach down to his sword, which is sheathed right now. He's going to pull it out, and he's going to kind of rear back, and he is going to unleash an attack with his Tachi.
Go for it.
With Green Flame Blade.
And what would he get advantage against him because he would be in grapple as well?
No, I don't think the negative goes towards the person doing the grappling. At least not to this standard, but he does get a +1 to attack for the flank.
With a 13 or 14 to hit.
14 hits. No, wait. Yes, 14 hits. Sorry, I had the wrong character up.
Okay, so 4 damage to BC, and then a 1d8 and 5 fire damage to
Absolutely.
the Sadist.
How do you kill BC?
Basically, Jamie just rears back with his blade, and this energy pulses out of it, and he just strikes through him, and he falls to the ground, and then his flame bounces to Sadis for 5 damage.
Absolutely. As that fire bounces to Sadis, his bark begins to engulf in flames and cascade around his entire body as he screams and hollers, "Ah! Ah! Ah!" And he falls to the ground, burning to death. Combat is now over.
Someone help Leon! And then Jamie will call it to Gaffy.
All right. Leon lies at your feet, Jamie. He seems to be unconscious for the moment, covered in dirt, sand, and some beach debris.
So, I didn't hear the part. Did Sadis die?
Oh yeah, he just got burned to death.
Bummer. All right, I'm gonna go forward and help my buddy.
With Jamie next to you, you lean over to Leon. He looks to be covered in a whole bunch of beach debris.
Jamie, like, it doesn't look too serious. Can you help him, Gaffy?
I'm gonna start with a healing check to stabilize him.
Absolutely. Go ahead and give me that medicine. You do so. You check his pulse. He seems to be coherent for now. The shock that he took seems to be more concussive force, and he just might be knocked out.
Yeah, he's fine. He'll wake up soon.
Roll me a D4 there, Georgie.
Mm-hmm. 1.
1 hour. Perfect. You are unconscious for up to an hour, unless something changes. You look over at Gaffy, Jamie, and as he's checking him out, feeling his pulse, kind of lifts his head up a little bit of a pat on the cheek to make sure everything seems to be fine. It seems to be fine. Blackfeather, you see your teammates are overlooking the battlefield, or at least overlooking your down pal. You have Rune, who's further down the beach here, and you have Riku, who's still on the way over to the rest of the crew. What does Blackfeather want to do here?
I guess I'll gather around with everybody else, try to figure out what we're gonna do next.
Really, Rune, same question to you.
So I'm gonna loot the bodies near me as I'm on my way over. Kind of kick them around, see what I find.
Sure.
Check their pockets, their bags.
Right, as you do so, I'll create a loot table for that. But while I do that, Black approaches the downed teammates, looks at everyone around. Riku, you also acknowledge the scenario, seeing a dead body here, a couple of bandits over there. Each one of them having a red bandana kind of tied to their upper arm area.
Well, you guys find it pretty unusual that bandits all wearing the same badge be operating around here?
Very. We should have kept one alive so we can find their camp easier.
Hate to say it, but I kind of called it.
That is true. Yeah, Leon here needs a bit of a break. What do you say we try and find some food?
Sure.
Can I do an
wanna see if we can
investigation?
find tracks or whatever to where they came from.
That's where my head was just at that.
I mean, you're on the beach. The sand is littered in tracks and wildlife and just shit all around. Not to mention the tracks of these individuals seem to go inland a bit. If there's something specific you're trying to search for, you're more than welcome to roll a survival check to call out exactly what you're looking for.
They did say this area was full of boar.
All
I'm
right.
trying to figure out like the direction they came from, so that we could potentially find their camp.
All right. Somebody roll me a check for that, please.
What'd you want for that? A perception check?
No, it'd be a survival. We're going to survival thing here.
I got it.
With a 9, you kind of scan the area, and Rayanne also looking around. You know, with all the scuffle going on, the thunder wave didn't help. You know, it just seems to be a weathered area. You know, there's soft sand everywhere. This soft sand will keep a footprint for days. You know, indentations, nothing all that specific. Even a footstep now, as you step into into the sand, you know, you lift your foot and the sand just kind of cascades down into it, kind of covering up the print, but leaving the the imprint of something that put pressure on that spot. There's nothing specific. It goes all around. One would assume more inland you go, the more likely you are to find some game, considering there are trees and wildlife around. You would absolutely see a squirrel running around here, some birds in the sky, the caw of a seagull, and you have the ocean just over your shoulder too. So there's an abundance of opportunity, depending on what you want to do. But with a 9 and a 5, you do not find anything in specific. As you,
I'm gonna,
Go ahead, sorry.
I'm gonna take my chances and see if I can find anything.
Sure. And once you hop further inland a little bit here, kind of on the border of the sand and kind of like the tree areas. Go ahead and make your survival.
20.
Absolutely. You know, there seems to be not identifiable as to type of game, but there does seem to be some sort of a trail. It seems to head in that general direction. I use the words "that general direction" very loosely, but you know, a game trail in that direction.
I'm gonna ask if anybody wants to go with me, and I'm gonna pursue the game trail.
I'll go with you.
Kathy volunteers and kind of comes up behind you and looks at you, and you look at him. You're welcome to offer a thought or a phrase.
I just look at him and nod and head into the woods.
You absolutely do so. As Rayanne is searching these bodies, we got Black and we got Gathy moving into the tree line. Jamie, what are you doing?
Gonna help stabilize land, put him in a decent spot, and then maybe just gather a bunch of sticks, you know, and
Absolutely. You pull him.
maybe position slightly into the woods a little bit more.
You pull him over in towards the woods, someplace nice and shady and safe, and you start to gather. Riku, what are you doing?
I'll just be going around making sure that there's no other people hiding in the bushes or stuff like that.
You take a higher ground approach to it all, and you scan the area. Go ahead and make me a perception, please, sir.
Seven.
A 7. You do not scan anything out of the ordinary. The biggest, most attention thing that you can see right now is Rayanne, who's currently literally digging in the pockets and kind of flipping over bodies. She's even to the point she's like peeling up shirts, taking off trousers, searching for any hidden compartments. To represent that, Rayanne, do me a favor, please. I'd like you to roll me an investigation.
Okay. Yeah.
15. Here is a list of things, and I will copy and paste it into the loot table. But as far as the 5 bandits that are here, you will find things limited to, included but not limited to just these. A rusty but functional short sword, a pouch with 7 silver, a crude map showing a nearby building marked with an X, half a loaf of bread, a silver ring, tarnished, a well-used crossbow with 5 bolts, a bottle of cheap, strong-smelling liquor, a small pendant carved in the shape of a wolf head, 3 gold pieces tucked inside of a boot, a half-written letter to a Marlik, dagger with a polished bone handle, 12 copper pieces, a lucky rabbit's foot, vial of poison half used, a poorly made longbow cracked in one place, 2 arrows, 5 silver pieces, etc., etc. I'll just copy and paste this here.
Does that include like the named mage person as well?
Not include him. Give me a second. I'll get that going for you too. Right, and I'll get that loot for you here. But, Riku, seeing Ryan kind of searching through the bodies, you approach her.
Is everything okay? Why are you going through the bodies?
They wanted to take us for what we had, so I figured I'd take them since they didn't get a chance to.
Okay, then. If that's how you really feel about that situation.
It's not like they're going to need it anymore.
It would be nice to leave the dead with their belongings than rather taking it.
Man, I left them their clothes. How are they going to use any of this in the afterlife?
You never know what the afterlife entails.
And you do?
I never said that. Just no one knows.
So who's to say there's even an afterlife if that's the way we're going to talk? May not even be an afterlife.
No one knows. That's really all I can say. And I go to walk away.
You walk towards Jamie, who is in the process of kneeling down next to this dead, bark-skinned individual. Jamie, after looking over the body, the barks on his skin, which kind of bulked him up, you notice revealing as the barks dissipate magically into the ether. This body of this individual is very, very frail, and he definitely looks aged, very well aged. On his body, his quarterstaff, which is a beautifully carved staff, it's oak staff. It's got engravings of vines and animals, your standard fucking magical tree guy. It feels very well made, but you can see that it's been used for many years. Outside of that, he also has a little herbal pouch he keeps to his left side. A variety of dried herbs and plants. Nothing crazy, but as you kind of open up this pouch with this herbs and spices and shit, there is a rolled, like 5 to 6 inch wide parchment rolled, which looks like it had like a wrapping around it at first, but the wrapping looks like it's been cut.
Huh. I'm gonna investigate it.
You absolutely do. It says this. And I'm going to link this inside the Unholy Embers. You're welcome to read that out loud to the party. Fate.
Jamie's just kind of looking through it real quick, and then he realizes, maybe I'll read this out loud to whoever's listening. But it says, say this. I will keep this brief because, frankly, we don't have the luxury of time anymore. Lucas Krebs himself has made it abundantly clear that our current rate of supply is not enough. The client, and you know who exactly I'm talking about, is growing impatient, and we're not in the business of disappointing those with such particular needs. You're going to double your output. I don't care how you do it. Raid further, press harder, take risk if you must, but get the bodies. I'm hearing excuses from your end, Slatus, and I've had enough. These challenges you've been complaining about are your problem, not mine, and certainly not Krebs. If the client doesn't get what they're paying for, it's them who will suffer. It'll be you. You have 2 weeks to make up for your shortcomings. 2 weeks. I'll be personally coming to see what's slowing things down, and you won't like that. Do not make me come down there. Do not force Krebs' hand. You know how this works. You know what happens to those who fail. Get it done. Wayne, Sergeant of the Red Chain. Or Juan, Sergeant of the Red Chain. And Jamie will tuck the letter with his belongings to hold on to it.
Absolutely. One other thing, Riku, as you walk towards Jamie, tell you what, here's what we're going to do. We're going to let the dice tell the story here, Riku. Roll me a D100. If you roll a 50 or better, something cool is going to happen.
You said a 50 or better?
Yes, please.
57.
Beautiful. As you're walking from Rayanne to Jamie, you step on a pebble that was held by the individual, and wham, 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 this loud alarm sound starts ringing from under your foot. After about 10 seconds, it dissipates and turns off.
Great. What was that?
I bend down and pick it up.
You bend down and pick it up. It looks a little something like this. Inside the Unholy Embers chat, peoples. As you pick up this stone, there does seem to be a little engraving on it. The stone itself, it's tiny. It's unassuming. It's like a pebble. It's a little bit larger than a pebble. And it seems to be very light. That's all you know about it for now.
One thing that Jamie's going to do is he's going to, after all this, he's going to draw a circle in the sand, like a 4 foot by 4 foot circle. You know, he's going to throw the old man's staff in it, and he'll say, "Here, Riku, put the pebble in here." And then he'll call out to Ryan and ask her, like, any interesting findings, please. Lay them down. And he's going to start a ritual of detect magic.
Absolutely.
So everything that I did not pocket, I laid down. So the only thing that I kept was the money, the amethyst, and the silver ring. All the weapons and the cloak, the rabbit's foot, the poison, all that stuff. You know, the pendant card, the small pendant I laid down. I wasn't interested in that. The bread.
Absolutely. You put it all in a circle as requested by Jamie. Jamie, after about 10 minutes, your spell fires up. Nothing glows outside of this rock, pebble, stone that was stepped on about 10 minutes ago.
I will look at it closely and I will pick it up.
You pick it up, or rather grab it from Riku's hand, I'm assuming. But you grab the rock itself and you look at it, and it looks much like the picture I sent.
And I will just announce that there's magic within this stone. I just don't know quite what it is exactly.
It might be a magic that makes it ring when dropped or stepped on, it looks like.
Well, I'm going to give it back to Rico. Well, whatever it is, let's make sure it doesn't make that sound unless we want it to.
Are you tossing it to him, or are you handing it to him?
I'm handing it to him.
Okay.
I then put it into my pocket of my coat.
Gotcha. Does your pocket have a hole in it?
It does not. This is not.
Understood. And you put it into your pockets. As you kind of just once again peruse around all those spoils of war here, we're going to zip over into the woods where our man Black and Gathy have been walking deeper into the tree line. The cracks and pops of twigs and brush underfoot. As you follow the trail, let's call it a half mile in, surrounded by trees. Some dry timber here and there. The terrain itself is not very flat. It kind of has your bumps, twists and turns around stone, shale, and slate rock. At some points, Black, you definitely squat down to the ground. You start touching the surface of the ground, and you do come across hooved prints.
I'm gonna tell Gathy that I'm going to follow these prints until I find the beast that made them.
I will follow along, but stay a bit behind him.
Absolutely. 15 feet behind, I'm assuming, as you let him do his thing. Absolutely. 5 to 10 minutes pass by. You see a bunch of not debris, but a very popular travel route that seems to go into the small hole near the stump of a tree and into the side of what looks to be a hilled rock, or maybe some sort of slate that's just over the time of erosion has created this crevice within that structure. It's big enough for you to alligator crawl with your fists and elbows in towards your body, much like I am on screen right now, if you were to wiggle your ass in there.
What's the odds I can make some sort of snare trap and leave it there for the time being? Check it later.
You're more than welcome to do that. That's fine. How do you wish to do so?
Well, I'm going to take the dagger that I have. I'm going to take rope, and I will cut up find some broken tree limbs, small twigs, and make up a snare trap up into the front of the entrance of this so-called cave, or whatever you want to call it.
Absolutely. It'll take some time to, get that all squared away. Let's represent the quality of that with a survival check, please. Let me know. I'm on a different screen, so let me know what you roll.
16.
With a 16, you make a snare trap. You feel very comfortable with it. You feel as if the snare trap with the material you got, the dagger and the whipping motion and all this pulley system here and there, you feel as if this can probably hold a decent sized game. You prop it in a way that's in front of this little entrance. And then you look over at Gathy. Gathy, you're watching this entire thing for the course of 10 to 15 minutes as he kind of sets this whole situation up. You're more than welcome to engage with him during the course of that time.
I'll ask him what he's doing and learn.
Well, I am well trained, and I used to hunt as a kid, and this is one of the easiest ways to catch something without much effort.
Are you providing a lesson to Gathy, or are you just talking to him?
I'm talking to him as I'm assembling it. Whether or not he picks up what I'm doing is on him.
Absolutely. Do me a favor, Gathy. Roll me. It's not a saving throw, but I know saving throws have bonuses. But I know you're a fighter, or you're a cleric. I don't think you have. No, it'll be intelligence because you're learning. So let's go with intelligence saving throw. See what you got. Just to represent your ability to learn. What you get, please.
I got a 14.
14. Do me a favor. On your character sheet somewhere, do this for me. First of all, are you proficient in survival or no?
No.
No. Good. Somewhere in your character sheet, put survival and put, I'll know what it means, but just put level 1 for now. I know what it means. You don't know what it means. Just put level 1 survival for now.
Okay.
All right. Cool. Sweet. And after that conversation dissipates, are you going to be heading back to the crew, or are you going to be hanging out there until something happens?
I'm going to step away a good distance and make sure I'm not downwind of the trap, and wait it out for a little bit. See what happens.
You find a nice comfy hovel, a little hole, some fallen down trees and whatnot that you feel comfortable with. The bedding there is soft, some trees and whatnot, and some leaf beds. You sit in it, you kind of lean back against a tree, take out your dagger, and start, I don't know, fucking with it. Gathy, are you hanging out with Black?
I am hanging out with Black.
As you stand over Black as he's getting comfortable, you know, you're looking at him, his nifty little fucking cap, his interesting attire, his scimitars are all nice and clean. Rapier as well, Black, right?
Yes.
You know, as everything seems to be really particular on him. Is there anything you want to ask him?
I'm kind of just going to stay quiet because that's the type of person I am.
Still there, Gathy?
Yeah, I didn't hear that.
Is there anything, as you guys are hanging out there for a few hours, it seems, is there anything you wish to say?
Nothing really that I wish to say. You know, I am going to kind of look around and say, I wonder where those guys came from. We should try to find their camp. They must have a base here.
And then I respond to him saying, maybe one of our other companions may have found something that would lead us to them, and after, if we get some game, maybe we can go back and find out and decide what to do.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
As that sentence ends, the camera zips through the trees back to the beach side, where Leon is now awake. Lying down in the sand with your head tilted up slightly, you start to kind of slowly open your eyes. A slight headache kind of pushes upon your temples. You see Jamie standing over a circle with a bunch of items in the middle of it.
What happened?
Well, you got knocked out.
Okay.
Well, we cleaned up. It's got some other people trying to find some food. Searched the bodies. Found an interesting note.
Ryan, you would be a witness in this entire conversation with Riku as well.
Okay. What's on the note?
Apparently, all these people belong to this organization called the Red Chain. Look, I don't know what it is. Sound familiar to you?
Does it sound familiar to me, Frog?
Not knowing your specific background, what background did you pick?
Oh, sailor.
Tell you what, roll me a history check. Roll over 15.
That's a big no. That's a 9.
9. Unfortunately, Red Train doesn't. You would acknowledge that, groups like these pop up all the time. Some are nefarious, some keep to themselves, some of them like to grow, some of them recruit, some of them don't. It really depends. This could be one in a long line of blue chain, pink chain, whatever.
Sounds like an average bandit group.
Well, I wouldn't say they're average. They're collecting bodies. I'm not sure if they're dead or alive, but I highly doubt anything good can come from it.
Nothing. If you're collecting body, nothing generally good comes from it. Oh, my head, it hurt.
Ryan, watching this entire engagement, hearing this red chain and this letter and all those details, where's Ryan's head's at?
So she's going to vaguely remember seeing that piece of paper with the X on it now that she has everything put away. So she's going to once again dig through the pile and bring that out and share it with everybody.
On this parchment, you roll it out. It's very crudely drawn, without really without knowing the center point of the map or the terrain that you're standing on. What you can acknowledge is the shoreline, or a shoreline. You see some depictions of what looks to be maybe cliffs or something. It's kind of a bird's eye view. What looks to be cliffs, like something about the tide, perhaps, and squiggly lines that might represent water. Looks like someone drew a couple stick figures in the corner. Maybe a little fucking tic-tac-toe on the upper left. Nevertheless, there also seems to be, within that cliffside, someone looks like they drew a little crude box with a triangle on top, and then they have like an arrow with an X over it.
So I'm going to walk up to Jamie, and being that I saw that he has the familiar, I'm going to ask if he can see through his eyes to see if he can't match up this map to what he sees from above.
Jamie will take a look at the map and be like, kind of step out of the woods a bit to look around at the beach, and then he's going to, just make an attempt to do that.
Sure. You send the bird up as high as you can within reason, without losing any kind of telepathic bond with it. The map is so crudely drawn. This can be any beach. This ocean is huge. The shoreline is huge. Who the fuck knows? But one thing's for certain. The ocean line does seem to match the same side that you're on if you're holding the paper, north to south. So one would imagine if you go one way or the other, you might run into what it is that you're looking at. But nothing identifiably matching what's depicted on paper in this area.
Jamie would kind of lay a message like that and be like, well, the shoreline looks to be relatively like that, but I don't see any houses in the area or any type of structure.
Well, since we're going to be venturing that way, it doesn't hurt to try to, maybe curve our path a little bit.
And at the end of that sentence, Black, you hear a doink, a squish, and a squeal as you hear this boar struggle to escape the clutches of your snare trap, having been stabbed fatally in the chest. Gathy, impressed, you look at Blackfeather, who begins to stand up.
Well, that worked well.
Yep, and I say meat's back on the menu, and I go and get my boar.
This boar is a decent one. It's not gigantic, but you feel with a decent enough job, you might be able to feed everybody for at least a day or two.
All right, well, I'm going to cut the dead boar loose, field dress it, and take it back to camp.
Or with it lurched over your shoulder, one hand on the body holding it steady, you walk back into camp, where you see a circle with a whole bunch of shit in the middle of it. Gathy to your south, to your six, your aft, and everyone hunkering below. You do see Leon, who seems to be up and around at this point in time. Everyone else would see Black throw down a boar in front of everybody.
Yeah, nice work.
Good job.
All right. And now with that, I ask who's making the fire to be able to cook it. I got the food, but I'm not cooking it.
Jamie just puts his palm out and just blasts the pile of sticks and logs that he gathered earlier.
Absolutely. You do so, and very quickly they ignite. They are dry timber.
All right, well, I'll prep the pig like you see in one of those cartoons and make a custom rotisserie to start cooking it.
Sure, take some time to do that, and I'll use your previous survival check to knock it out. So you start to gut and skin. It's not, you're not a pristine butcher on the field like this, but it's good enough. Works out. And you take the time to cook. After about an hour, everyone will gain the benefits of a short rest. You have some pork available to you. Enough to, let's say, give everyone 2 rations worth. Make sure you guys are keeping track of your rations, please. with a large belch coming from... Who's going to burp? Who's going to burp?
The giant.
That's the best I can do.
All right. Leon, with a large belch coming from Leon, you begin to stand up. You stretch your back out. You can feel it crack, crack, crack. Pop, pop, pop. Look up at the sky, and you would recognize that it feels like, I don't know, midday, 1 o'clock at this point in time. What do you guys want to do?
This is when Jamie would share the letter with everybody else, especially Gaithy and Blackfeather, that talks about the red chain bandit group that we just encountered, and how they wanted to get bodies, and they're working for these people. And I'm going to ask, so does anybody know what the red chain is?
Well, I'm gonna ask if there was anything else that was on paper, and I'm wondering if I can look over both the papers, and since I have these can't to see if there's kind of a hidden message.
Roll me a investigation with advantage, please, sir. And let me know if you're roll.
19.
19. With a 19, you look at the armbands, these little red armbands, and kind of clicks with you. You look at the parchment. You do notice some of the last letters within some of the word structures and sentences. You feel as if there's a hidden message in there that you read and you acknowledge. Some of the wording, scrambling it in your head, coming up with the code. You acknowledge. You've heard of these people. You may have not had direct dealings with these people, but fundamentally, you know that they deal. They are a flesh for trade business, and they seem to deal and dabble in slaving of sorts.
Well, I explained this to the group, and that they're a dangerous, and we might want to avoid them if all possible on the rest of our journey.
It's going to be difficult because they're operating in the area we're supposed to investigate.
Is there anything else that I discern from the crude map that would allow us to be able to find that location?
You know, when it comes to maps, this tic-tac-toe in the upper left, mixed in with an arrow and an X, at a glance, it just looks like a location. But the arrow signifies it's a place of business. Maybe not the exact location you want to know where it is, but you understand what the map is saying.
All right. How to proceed from that? All right. So I understand what the map is saying.
Correct. There is a shoreline on this map. So, out of character, you go one way or the other. You have a 50-50 shot of probably running into it, it seems. That was out of character. In character,
All right.
You can do whatever you want.
All right, so I take the map and I match it with the shoreline, and I suggest everybody that we should try to follow this crude map.
You point in the direction of what you feel is the crude map indicating, and it would indicate a southwestern trajectory with the ocean on your right shoulder.
Well, at the very worst, we do get closer to Bastel that way.
You are absolutely correct.
I mean, we get closer to, Bastel, yeah.
It would be in the direction of Bastel.
I think the lead's worth following. I think at the very least we can stop this, get some insight. I mean, they are operating out of this area. We do have specific goals to investigate the disappearance of people, and they're slavers, so it could be worth doing.
Also, that little stone that makes a sound, we have one, correct?
Correct.
Or were there
imbued with
multiple?
magic.
We didn't recover the other one off of the first guy's body, or is that the one that came off that guy's body?
Out of character, yeah. It was dropped on the ground and Rico stepped on it. So that was the one that was found.
Okay, I was just checking. I didn't know if that one came from Status's body and the other one was still out on the beach.
Yep. As Riku would probably grab it. I'm assuming you grab it, Riku, out of your pocket to show him.
I did.
Oh, absolutely. So yeah, he holds it out to show you that trinket was in fact recovered.
Is there any chance that I know what it is since I have an idea of who these people are?
I would say you know that deception and sleight of hand is kind of important in your realm of expertise, and that can come in a variety of different. It can manifest in a variety of different ways, from audible to visual to whomever, whatever. Deceptions and theatricality go a long way. So this could be one of those. So it's not a surprise to you, but the exact details and what it does and if it's enchanted, unless you are proficient with arcane. Are you proficient with arcane?
I am not.
Then I'm gonna go with, for now, you are aware of doodads and trinkets that exist. Some of them magical, some of them not. But you are not entirely exact on what this is. It's clear what it does, but to be like, oh, this is the pebble that goes up your ass with magical stuff. Like, it doesn't work that way.
Well, from the way that I feel, what I think I know about it is there's a certain amount of pressure applied to the engraving on the stone, it will sound an alarm.
You are welcome to interpret it however you wish.
And that's how I'll interpret it then.
Absolutely. All right, team, what are we doing?
I make a vote that we head towards Bestow and try to find this location on the map at the same time.
Agreed.
I concur.
Hey, you pack up whatever needs to pack up. You keep whatever you want to keep. I don't know exactly what you're taking and what you're not taking, but whatever you do take from that loot pile, guys, make sure you...
Before we go, I would ask if we stash the bodies in the bushes.
Why?
I was just gonna leave them there. Let the
Yeah.
wild animals have them.
As you say that, Ryan, you look up at the sky. You already see vultures circling overhead.
All right, let's dip.
As you walk down the beach... I'm sorry, go ahead.
Are we just leaving the rest of the loot behind, or are we just...
No, we
someone's
gathered it.
Oh, we gathered it? Okay. All right.
Ryan kept all the good stuff.
Well, nobody knows that.
Nobody knows that. She is right.
Whatever it is that you are keeping on your persons out of whatever loot pile you guys choose to distribute, make sure you keep in the mind the weight. There is encumbrance in this world.
I myself didn't take anything.
Stuff too.
Right. All right, cool. So, as you guys put these dead bodies to your back, ocean on the right-hand shoulder of yourselves, following the beach line, cliffs, and elevation and descending. You hear the water smashing against rocks throughout your journey. Just before those bodies get out of your line of sight, or at least far enough away, you start to see those buzzards. If you were to turn around and look, those buzzards are already descended down onto these bodies. It's a long day. Continue to walk. Bantering back and forth, getting to know each other. Kind of having your own little insights on the mission at hand. Heading over to Bestow for a resupply, some information, and who knows, maybe the answers to your questions. Sun begins to set. The ocean water goes from bright blue to a fiery red. To your left shoulder, the billowing smoke of the ever-burning woods. The smell of burnt timber, faint, as the occasional wind picks it up and tosses it across your nostrils. Still hearing the crash of the ocean water your entire day. It's pleasing, yet yet a little bit of anxiety with the unknown. It's now twilight. The sky begins to show some starlight, not a cloud in the sky. Everyone roll me perceptions, please.
15.
15.
Hey, look, a rock.
No, 10.
Hey, look at
Ah.
the rock.
13.
9.
The 15s, I'm going to give you some details. So you're walking over like these jagged cliffs that rise sharply from like the ocean side. The waves are crashing like very violently against the stones. There are the seabirds that are getting ready to roost for the evening, getting their last pickings of some shallow swimming, fish as they dive in and kind of scoop out smaller fish and smaller, and they circle overhead, and their cries, they start to echo on the wind. It's that seagull kind of screech as the sun sets fully. The cliffs here, they're treacherous, but they're also beautiful. Your footing is solid. It's like a single path situation, and it does kind of go up on the side of the ocean at some points. At some points, at times, like 50 feet above. Sometimes it goes down to like 10 feet. But the one thing that's apparent on any level is that each time the waves crash into the rocks, it kind of mists the water, and it's very humid. Like you can feel the molecules of water gather on your facial hair if you have it, and kind of condense and eventually create droplets of water down your cheek and hair. Sailor, who's the sailor here?
I am.
Do me a favor, sailor. Can you roll me a... Fuck it, roll me a history.
19.
19, you start to babble a little bit, start leaning into some folklore, and at one point you say something along the lines of, legend has it that, there used to be like this ancient sea serpent that once called cliffs like these home. To this day, some sailors still claim to see like shadowy shapes beneath the water in the hull of the ships that go across the sea. You start to kind of share these kind of folklore, Leviathan-like stories, Kraken-like stories,
Mm-hmm.
And you continue to go over there. Blackfeather.
Yes.
There's a tree lopped over the trail a little bit, bent, curved, kind of like a warped piece of wood, barely badly warped piece of wood. It twists a little bit. It does seem to be a fruit-bearing tree. What you notice on this fruit-bearing tree, almost like coconuts, but they're not the size of coconuts. Think of them as mini coconuts. But there seems to be missing ones every other one. And it wouldn't be such a big deal if it wasn't a long line of them, like coconut, missing coconut on the tree itself. It's really strange, almost as if it was manually done that way.
Are they still attached to the branches, or are they sitting up? Or are they on the tree?
There's a pile at the base of that tree with the missing coconuts, and then every other ones are still attached to the tree.
I think it's suspicious, and it could be an animal or could be another person.
You look at the scene, you tell everyone to stop real quick as you squat down, you look. These coconuts weren't stacked by a pig, that's for sure. And you look up, this is a little high for any kind of random game. And right off the bat, a sign when you see
one. If does the sign match on the crude map that we have?
You look at the map in the early moonlight, as at this point it's pretty dark out, or at least the full moon cascades enough light to be able to still see everything. And the parchment that you roll this little map out on is glowing in a bluish light as you stare down at it. And you are acknowledging cliff sides and cliff sides. Things are starting to match.
All right, well, I discuss it with the party and see how we want to proceed, if this might be the location we've been looking for.
I want to go.
Just be quiet and careful. Let's do it.
Let's go.
Right. You guys all look around. There is a little pathway that seems to go up the cliff a little bit. It does tend to zig and zag. Back in here. Trying to pull up the map here. There it is. Alright, I am going to not bring it to this map just yet. Alright, cool. So, yeah, as you stand on the beach side, you hear the waves crashing in the moonlight. The frothy foam kind of really harnesses that moon glow. But as you kind of make your way up the cliffside a little bit, you do see what looks to be some sort of a hovel-like structure. Very small home. But this home seems to be like built into the side of this sea cliff. The structure itself doesn't seem to be any wider than, let's call it, 30 to 40 feet tops. Entryway seems to be a double door, no windows in the front, and from the cracks around the door frame, there does seem to be a flickering firelight.
Are we supposed to be on a new map?
I'm not showing you the map because I don't want you to venture in without my permission.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, sorry.
In fact, what I can do at least is share my screen if you want to at least force you to see what I want you to see.
So it definitely looks like there's some life in there.
I wonder how many there are.
Enough to be a problem.
Black, you want to sneak up there and take a look?
Sure, I'll sneak. What I'm good at.
Roll me a stealth.
Well,
Okay. You begin to duck down and kind of take a lower profile, using the shadows to your advantage as you make your way up to the main door. I will add your token to this just to represent where you are, Black. If you want to see my screen, you can. And let's just use Leon's token just to represent where everyone else is standing at this moment, just because. Oh, okay, can you all see that?
Yep.
All right, so Black, you make yourself to the door as quiet as you feel you are. Your feet kind of onto some stone and pebbles. It grinds a little bit as you kind of pivot on the ball of your foot, but you kind of hold your breath. You don't hear anything. Just the snapping, the crackle, and the pop of what seems to be a fire coming from within. You do smell something. Faint smell of what your best guess may be a stew, something cooking.
is the door completely sealed, or is there enough crack to take a peek through?
It's sealed enough to prevent like 99.9% of your visibility. If you were to match your eye up, I'll give you like the slenderest sliver of visibility. And I'll even let you look inside just to let you know what you see in that little sliver. Kind of has that kind of aesthetic to it.
All right, are there any windows I can move around to take a better look inside to see if anyone's inside before everybody else comes up?
You scour to the outside. There does seem to be a little porthole towards the side. As you lean in, across the way, you see a stove with what appears to be pots of bubblings.
And there's no one inside, correct?
At the moment, based on your visibility, you do not see anyone inside.
All right, well, I'm going to make my way back down to the party and tell them what I see and make a suggestion that maybe we camp here tonight and maybe see who comes back. Maybe have a couple people stationed outside.
I mean, if there's
Get
a
the
stew
temple food.
cooking that you smelled, they definitely might return.
That's why I think some should wait inside while some wait outside for kind of a pincer flank.
I'll definitely wait inside.
I'll wait outside.
I will let the dice decide. Odds I wait inside. Evens I wait outside. Evens I wait outside.
I've heard. So let's see. Jamie, inside or outside?
Gonna start to like if the inside's clear because you look through the window. I'm gonna start to investigate inside the house or the little cabin.
Right first, Riku, inside or outside?
Inside.
I didn't hear you. What?
Inside.
Inside. Heard. All right, 4 on the in, 2 on the out. Heard. All right, so we're gonna do this in 2 parts. As these 4 begin to make their way on the insides, feeling that the coast is clear, we're going to go ahead.
Can I be the one to open the door and maybe make sure that there's not a wire or any sort of trap waiting on the other side?
Sure. You're more than welcome to do a investigation to represent that.
Natural 1.
You see Jamie heading inside, and you kind of grab him by the shoulder real quick, and you kind of give him like a pointer finger, like, hey, whoa, whoa, whoa. You squat down and look for any kind of tripwire, and you're like, nope, all clear. Jamie, do you proceed in?
Yeah.
You proceed in, and you look around the entirety of this area. You see beds, you see food. Gathy kind of trudges in behind you. Riku as well, and Black. And there you stand. Thank you, Swan. There you stand, smelling the lovely stew that seems to emanate inside this structure.
Does the stew look done?
You're welcome to lift up the lid and take a look.
I lift up the lid to take a look.
Gathy moves over towards the stew. Pot on the left or the pot on the right, sir?
Both. I got 2 hands.
Lifting up both. Which one do you look at first?
Left.
On the left, there's a ladle that seems to hook onto the side of the pot. It's bubbling. It looks hot. The stew has a tomatoey color to it. Unknown what's inside of it unless you stir it.
All right, let's take a look at the right first before I do anything else.
The right one has a different color to it. It's more of a brown color. Definitely more liquidy, more watery. Doesn't look as appetizing.
All right, I'll set the one lid aside and stir it with the ladle. Stir the left one with the ladle.
Left. You stir it. You see chunks of corn start to throw up. A couple peas. Looks like a little greeny thingy over there. Is that a potato?
I'm going to chime in at this point and make a suggestion that I probably wouldn't trust that much, for if these people deal in human flesh and slaves, they could have got hungry. Suggesting that there might be the meat's not quite right, if there is meat in there.
I look at it more carefully.
Are you a cook by chance? Or have a cooking background?
Actually, one second.
I know there are like origin.
I was going to, but I'm not sure if I did put that in.
Do you have cooking tools?
No, I don't have that. I decided not to do that with this build, so nope.
Okay. Well, you have in the ladle here. It looks to be full of vegetables. You don't see any meats inherently. You're welcome to take a swig of it if you want.
I will regretfully put the lids back on and let it stew some more.
Okay. Which one? Both or just the one on the left?
Both of them.
Okay. You put both lids, including the one on the right, on.
All right. Again, I'm gonna ask if Jamie wants to. It looks like there's a couple of bookshelves over there. If he wants to investigate those with me to see if we can, if there's any other messages hidden, or if there's any other thing detailing on this group of people.
Yep. Let's look around.
Jamie,
Look for paper, writing, anything.
Jamie, investigate, please.
I should be good at this.
Yeah, with advantage.
Come on.
Black Feather's helping you.
A 6. Oh, with advantage. I'll roll one more time. A 16.
16. You know, on the ground, there seems to be some scuff marks. And it seems to be kind of like a curved angle. Like a door. You know, like a door that grinds in the ground.
Oh, I get it. Jamie's gonna step back, and he's like, "Black, step back."
As you
And he's gonna point. Oh, go ahead.
As you say that with your investigation, you start to hear like muffled talking, and it seems to be getting louder and louder.
Who do we have towards the back of the door? Who's closest to the entrance? Because I'm gonna tell them quickly to go get the other two that are
Well,
outside.
technically, Riku is still by the door. He hasn't indicated where he's at yet, but Gathy is by the pots.
All right. Well, I'm going to not very loudly, but loud enough that he can hear me to tell him to go tell the others to come up.
I go and do that then.
Jamie's gonna get to the step to the side, to the left of the bookshelf. He's gonna point at Blackfeather. To get to the other, I'm gonna grasp the handle of my sword.
I'm sorry, where you say you're standing?
I'm just right off to the left of the
And I'm on the
pointing at-
right hand side.
Yep. And kind of like kind of leaning back against the leaning back against the wall.
We're gonna pause
So-
right there as we skirt to the outside. We're gonna rewind the clock about 15 minutes, folks. As those four go inside, Leon and Rayanne, you both stand there. I'm not gonna say side by side, but you're sharing each other's bubble space to some degree. Silent, looking over the ocean waves crashing below you about 20-30 feet. Once again, the moonlight being full just seems to what's the word I want to use, like blue icing, sparkle light, the moonlight on the ocean, and the frothiness pardon me, and the frothiness of the ocean is very, very much there too, just harnessing that extra light. Nevertheless, the night seems peaceful.
You ever work on ships before?
Once or twice. I prefer to keep my feet on dry land.
I kind of grew up around ships. Father was a fisherman. Kind of, as I grew up, just kind of fell into it.
Definitely being on the open ocean is a sight to behold.
Yeah, yes it is. Sometimes I feel more home there than on land.
Sometimes one needs that solitude.
So, where are you from exactly? Pardon me, I've never seen too many Dragonborn.
Maybe I'll reveal that in time.
Okay. You leave home under good circumstances, at least?
Very much so.
That's good.
Her body language is very, I don't want to call it standoffish, but you can see that she has this invisible wall up. That every time you speak, even though she responds, you feel as if there's more to say that's just not being said. You both look over the ocean, up and down the coastline. Both of you give me perception checks, please.
All right.
13.
23.
You would see light coming in from the southwest, i.e., if you put the ocean water on your right-hand shoulder. Don't mind the compass inside Telespot. But it seems to be coming towards you. At the range that it's at, it seems to be in the distance, but they are speaking ever so loudly. You can't seem to discern quantity, but it does sound like voices coming closer and closer under torchlight.
Do we understand the language?
It sounds like common, but you hear a word or two here and there. It's between the ocean waves, the wind, the distance. It's hard to make out a full conversation at this point.
Looks like we got company. Can we go tell the others?
I'll stay out here and hide if you want to go tell the others.
Yeah, okay. I'll go get them.
You begin to make your way. I don't know what was broke. Okay.
I wanna hide.
Sure. Roll me a hide check. Or a stealth, rather.
12.
You find a little crevice, rock, that you feel like it's suitable to suit your needs. As Leon, I almost called you Kane, as Leon runs up towards the little hovel, out of the hovel, you see Riku. As you both meet each other, both in haste.
Hey, Riku, we got company coming up from the... Which direction did you say, Frog?
Down this way.
Over there. And I point where the light that Frog was shining was.
Bad news. We got people coming in from a secret door that's a bookshelf. I was told.
Okay. Can that bookshelf be barricaded?
I can go ask.
Well, okay. I think the best bet is to barricade that bookshelf while we deal with the group out here.
That does sound like a smart idea to me.
Okay. You go do that. I'm going to go back and get with Rianne.
Riku runs back into the house, and we're going to get to that story in just a moment as Leon runs to Rianne. Above her, you're like 10 feet above her on some rocks. At first, you don't see her. You look straight down, you're like, oh, there you are.
Well, it looks like they're not exactly alone in there. Apparently, there's some guys behind a secret bookshelf.
At this point, you look down to where you hear those voices. The torchlight is significantly closer, and you feel that within the next 10 or so seconds, they might see you, perhaps in the moonlight. At a best glance, you see at least 3 heads.
Jump into stealth to get hidden.
You jump down next to Rianne, 10 feet. Go ahead and stealth it up, boy.
14.
Rianne is in a position where she couldn't quite see the 3 heads yet. You're more than welcome to educate.
I whispered 3 right over there, and I point in their direction.
So I'm just going to watch that direction. I'm not going to automatically assume that they're hostile in any manner. But if I do see that red bandana on their arm, I'm firing Eldritch Blast.
100%. This torchlight, we'll call it torchlight to represent the three people, right? So this torchlight is about 100 feet away. We're going to pause you for a second and go in here. So, before Riku runs back into the building, Jamie, having taken refuge to the side of one side and Black on the other, Gathy, what are you doing?
Dead center.
Basically, kind of where you are, but we're moving
Yeah, with sword at the ready. I'm
As you-
charging as soon as that opens.
Absolutely. As you take yourself a defensive posture, rather offensive posture, the sounds of talking muffled continues to be heard. You hear laughter from behind as well, almost as if someone said a joke. By your best guess, you can hear a variety of different voices, maybe 3, 4, who knows. It's hard to discern through the muffled wood. Jamie and Blackfeather, you would see Gathy bring up his weapon at the ready.
I'm gonna try and look at Gaffney and I'm kind of nod my head no to kind of in motion my hand to kind of slide off to the side.
No, I can do that.
Which side?
Towards the bed.
And you start to hear shuffling from behind the bookshelf. You hear muffled. Which lever was it again? The click. Now, we're just gonna say it here because I don't want to place it all up. You see a toe, Jamie, as if somebody's walking in.
I'm going to like kind of rear back with my blade very quietly, and I'm gonna try to wait for him to enter, and then the one more step.
That one step happens, and now you see the nose, the lips, and the side of an individual's neck.
Jamie's. Oh god, we haven't really seen. You know what? We're just gonna have to.
I'm ready.
We're gonna be ready. We're gonna try and let him get one more step, and the moment I see red on an armband or anything like that, we're gonna strike.
Is there anything that I see on my side since I'm on the opposite side?
We're definitely getting to that point. In situations, so out of character, just so everyone knows how my order of operations here, I like to give everyone their own section of the movie, right? So I tend to put the spotlight in general time sequence to all match up at the end. So everyone will have their 2 cents, 100%. So as Jamie puts his back up against the wall, has his Tachi in hand, waiting for that red bandana, that same notion is a very similar situation with Blackfeather, as once again you would see that leg that's the other side of the dude's face, and the shoulder begin to protrude. Gathy, you actually see the entirety of this individual walking. He doesn't seem to have noticed it. But you also can see further into this bookshelf area. There is a number of heads behind the one walking in here. In fact, just before it opens up, you would have heard, "Oh, I sure hope that stew is ready."
So first off, do they look similar to like the bandit people that we fought?
I mean, they're humans. You're more than welcome to take a perception check to give you a more accurate assessment. This is a high-stress situation, so who knows what you see, right?
That'll be a 3.
You know, it's a bit shadowy currently. You do see bodies coming out of a hidden door. At this point, Fate stepping forward. Go ahead and give me a perception check.
$18.
With an 18, since the right arm would be facing you, you do see a red bandana on the first person out.
I'm going to attack or surprise attack him with my Tachi, hopefully trying to aim for the neck to try and get a kill.
Absolutely. He does not see you coming, does not know you're there. That is a coup de grace as you dig your blade, the slashing motion, turning him into a Pez dispenser. He drops, holding his throat, almost as if he's trying to keep his head attached. But unfortunately, in his panic, falls to the ground, begins to bleed out.
And I'm immediately going to look at... Oh, go ahead.
Yep, on. Because you had that ability to lurch in, you see Black, you see Jamie take that slash just before the blade makes contact with the guy. What do you wish to do?
I have my scimitar and rapier drawn, and as I see that he is going to make the first attack, I'm going to wait to see if a second person steps through, maybe looking right at Jamie, since that's where the attack came from, to see if I couldn't surprise the second person.
Absolutely. And then, Gathy, what are you doing?
I am charging into the opening. Sword swinging.
Alright, so, homie gets turned to a Pez dispenser. As Black, you get ready to kind of take out the next person. Gathy charges straight through. Blades are drawn. Gathy, you see 5 additional people right in front of you. At this point, Riku, you enter the scene.
Guys, there's people down at the dock area. I'd see that the door's open and a dude on the ground.
Yep.
Do I see how many? Would I see number of heads
No.
behind
In your angle, you'd probably only see about 2. And you know
Well, Gaffy can see it, so he can shout 5. So we now know that information that maybe we could replay back to and Rico tells us that there's 3, and from there we figure out if Rico stays and helps us or goes back and makes it an even fight.
So what I'm going to do, just to represent those heads, I'm just going to pick a random token. Here, I'll use my frog token. Just to represent the 5 additional people that are here. Okay. And we did say there was 3 outside, so I'll just put that here just to represent that. Okay, cool. So, Riku, you see Gathy, he's starting to fucking swing and shit like that. Blackfeather looks like he's getting ready to do some sort of cool shit. And Jamie did that kind of clean off the blade with your cool little sword swipe situation. What's Riku gonna do in this moment in time?
Well, I tell them that there's 3 people coming up from down the mountain.
Haven't caught that part. I mean, what actions we need to take? Are you gonna run back outside, or are you going to handle this in here?
I would run back outside to try and help them. Because by what I see, I can see that there's a little tunnel, which means they can't be more than 1 person coming out of the door at a time.
Okay.
So I would run out and go to help them.
Absolutely. As you run out, let's finish handling the thing I hear first, and then we'll go to that. So, Gathy runs in. Black, you're the only one that really hasn't moved yet, so what do you wish to do as a result of Gathy charging in?
Can you zoom in on the inside to see? Is he standing right in the doorway where I can't pass him?
You can move through friendly tokens for free. No, this is not official combat. This is more thematic combat, or theater of the mind, so, grain of salt.
Alright, I am going to... I'm going to just get a little bit closer, but I'm not going to pass through the door. Just enough that I can see inside.
Absolutely. You see everybody else. 100%. Don't mind the tokens. Nothing's official in this map. For now. All right, cool. So yeah, you peek in there. That's what you see. Jamie, everyone seems to be funneling in. What are you gonna do?
Sword in hand, we're gonna go in the room, and Jamie's gonna say, like, we can't let any of them get away. We can't let anyone get deeper inside. And he's gonna come out and try to attack if he can.
All right. Going through two people to get in there all the way, you're gonna have to really squeeze in and put yourself in harm's way. You gonna do that?
Yeah.
All right. You squeak in, blades drawn, squeaking past Black and Gathy, who's currently in aggro stance. We're gonna come outside for a minute. Hearing 3 souls getting closer to you, Rayanne. You have the opportunity to stick your head up and peek.
And I do so.
Alright, roll me a stealth and see if you get seen. I'm going to give them a legitimate perception check. Do that as well. Okay.
15.
You peek up briefly, enough to see crimson red on shoulders.
Staying true to what I said, I'm gonna, cast my Eldritch Blast.
Sure. Roll to attack. Your first Eldritch Blast. Again, your Eldritch Blast cracks and cascades.
I'm gonna use my inspiration. Sorry.
Okay. Kablowy. First one in mind. First one in hand. The one holding the torch.
Yep, the first one I saw.
And how do you dispatch him?
I'm gonna take my witch bolt. Like I said, it's black with crackly. It's just gonna go right through his throat.
Boom! As his throat literally explodes under pressure and just erupts open. You have little appendages sticking out as the skin is just frilled out like confetti. Seeing that happen, Leon, how do you wish to engage?
I will. Let's see. I will draw. Yeah, I will draw my swords and move down to him.
Go for it. Make your attack.
All right. 15.
A 15 slams into the side of the other individual. Roll your damage.
9.
How do you dispatch him?
I just jump down. I slice his head off. Turn my other blade to his friend and attack him.
You have a second attack?
Yeah.
Fantastic. He's like, he's getting ready to draw his sword as your blade comes across and ...
13.
Roll damage.
7.
This individual's head rolls down the mountainside and lands into the ocean below, floating with the current. Riku, you come outside and see all that happen in the blink of an eye.
I'll tell them that there's 5 people inside, I was told by. And then, as I saw this happen, I'd grab my spear that I have strapped onto my back, pull it out, and I would throw it down at the first one that I'd see.
Well, they're all dead now. You don't see any more bad guys out here.
Oh, my bad. Never mind. Scratch that.
They attack pretty well down there.
Well, tell them that there's 5 more people inside. And then I run back inside.
Cool. Using your 45 feet of movement, you charge your ass back in there, seeing the rest of the party funneling in. As a result of seeing their friend dispatch, they're going to start attacking. I'm just going to roll some random shit real quick here. Let's just say 1, 2, 2 to you, Gathy. One of them hits with a 19 to hit. I'm assuming 19 hits you.
Mhm.
You feel a gash across your armor for only 6 points of damage, slicing across your belly area. The armor kind of takes a good portion of it. We're under attack! Go back! Go back! And you start to see individuals running in. One! These two stay with the Gathy. Make your attack.
All right. Wow, 9.
You kind of biff it. I'm actually just looking for a 10 on these ones, guys. You kind of biff it a little bit, maybe in the haste. You may hit the crate next to you as your sword is larger, and just kind of biffs it a little bit. Blackfeather.
All right, I am going to move in and go to the crate side next to that enemy.
Absolutely. You dive around Gathy, getting an opportunity to attack this individual's side, and you do what?
I am going to attack first with my scimitar.
Go for it. Just beat a 10. This is like unofficial combat.
11.
Absolutely. Making contact. Roll your damage.
Savage roll. Or savage attacker.
Absolutely.
8.
How do you dispatch him?
Lop his fucking head off.
You do so. As heads begin to roll, this creature falls down headless. Blood squirts on Gathy's boot. Jamie.
No, I still have a bonus action with my rapier. Am I within 5 feet to poke the other one?
No.
Okay.
You can't move to do that, or no?
This is not real combat. This
Oh,
is,
okay.
we're just trying to get through the thematicness of it.
Well, I'm going to attack. I'm going to use my dagger. I'm like kind of fake with my Tachi. My other hand's going to come up and strike with my dagger.
Absolutely. Roll over a 10. Yeah, you sink your dagger under the rib cage and underneath his heart. A draw falls down, holding his chest. Riku, seeing all these people dispatch, you do see in the distance 3 other people running deeper into the cave.
Can I run after them?
You leap, using Gathy's shoulder as a springboard, jumping forward, rolling, getting behind one of these individuals, getting deeper into the cave. What are you going to do?
I'm gonna punch at him.
You punch him square in his vertebrae. Roll over a 10.
21.
Oh, you do so. His legs stop working as you seem to have dislocated one of his vertebrae, severing his spinal column, and he falls, screaming in pain, unable to move. For the moment, he is dispatched.
How many feet did I move?
It really doesn't matter. This is not official combat. Gathy,
Alright.
as you see Riku fucking duff someone in the back.
All right, I am going to try to run forward. Does it look like I can get in front of the?
No, they're in full retreat mode. I'm gonna say probably not.
All right, am I able to get that one that's right there?
Absolutely.
I'm going to take a swing.
Roll over a 10.
16.
Kaplow. How do you bring him down?
Just slice. You know, I slice at the legs.
You slice his legs, and his body tumbles into the side wall, ricocheting off the rocky side. One continues to haul ass inwards. Blackfeather.
All right. I am going to run up and draw my short bow and take a shot at the next closest one.
You thread that bow, firing under Gathy's armpit, and
12.
beautiful. As Gathy raises his hand to strike the one, that arrow goes under his hairy ass armpit. It lands in between the shoulder blades of the guy in front. He tumbles down dead. All of you guys stand in this general area. The two on the outside, what are you doing?
I'm gonna make my way inside, being that Riku came out and told us there's more.
You as well, Leon?
Yeah.
Inside, you see everything that you saw before. The pots of whatever's boiling inside of them. You see a bookshelf that has opened up like a door, and the bloody fucking remains of one of these dudes lying at the entranceway of this bookshelf. Inside, you can hear the commotion of your colleagues.
I'm gonna follow.
I'll fall behind Ryan.
From behind, as you step over dead bodies, you see the rest of your team. Team, you see them as well.
Jamie would look back and kind of put his finger up to his lips, like shh, as he would turn back around, and I'm assuming we're all creeping our way forward.
What's your passive perceptions, y'all?
Passive.
13.
13.
12.
14.
14. Okay, I was looking for 14. Anyone over a 14, you can hear faint commotion coming from within, almost as if someone's relaying a message, scurrying deeper into the cave.
Can I hear what's being said?
Nothing's being said. You hear footsteps basically hauling ass.
Looks like they're all moving back to the back of the cave there.
Well, we got two options. We go as fast as possible before they can muster up a defense, or we back out right now.
I vote for pushing in.
I'm already ready to push in.
Yeah, Gathy's going fucking squares.
Let's push.
It's like, all right.
Push it real good.
All right, what's order of operations here?
Well, as we're going in, I'm going to heal myself real fast.
I'm gonna be last.
So we got Gathy, I'm guessing, point man.
I'm taking.
behind Gaffy.
I'm gonna take third spot.
I'll go fourth.
I go fifth then.
Okay. This is unofficial formation. I'm just the only person. All right.
And-
So as we go back into theater of the mind mode, you guys go deeper within this cave. With decent amount of haste. As you make your way in, occasionally you'll have yourself a bandit that kind of jumps out and tries to attack you. You gut him down. Boom. At one point, Leon goes to fucking attack, and that one blocks it with his blade, and then Riku would take a shot at a floating rib. You hear a crunch under the fist. He would fall down. At one point, Gathy, you hear the screeching of an arrow coming your way, and you take your blade, you broadside it, bink, and you kind of block the arrow with the blade out of midair. You wind up tossing your sword down the way, blocking him, dispatching that individual. A fucking Eldritch Blast cascades down the mountain or into the cave, and it creates this black light that just kind of follows through, kind of illuminates the inners of this cave wall. Boom, nailing another one. You're dodging and weaving, you're coming through, you're cutting down everything you guys can see as you continue to push deeper. You guys can hear the orders being shouted faintly throughout the cave. It sounds very militaristic in nature. It does have some degree of military sounds, tone, connotations, that kind of stuff. As you push in deeper, you have a choice, left or right.
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 You squirrel to the right, coming past more of these bandits. They try to put up a fight, but are quickly dispatched by many of you. Eating quarters, tables, chairs, goblets of wine, drinks, porridge. I just said porridge. Drinking glasses, buckets of fruits. It looks like some piles of goods, crates, bags, what have you. Pushing forward even further. Eventually, you get to a very specific room. me set this up, please. To me, that will make sense. As you look into this room, I don't know if you guys can see what I see.
I see cages.
This is not supposed to be that room. One second here.
How come when I try to zoom in on my screen, it goes to the level below?
Double right click on the tile that your character's standing on. It'll make the scene.
Okay, got it.
Okay. In front of you, you would see an individual. Stay yourselves!
I'm
What
gonna
does this
charge up
individual look
my.
like?
I'm just gonna charge up my Eldritch Blast. I'm just gonna see it sparkling in my hand.
What business do you have here? Why attack us so openly?
I tell him that some people that were wearing the same armbands attacked us earlier on the beach.
As you start to say that sentence, he says, "Now! Everyone roll initiative."
All right.
$14.
Well, that's
20.
I got a 3.
17.
4.
You say 11 teen?
17.
Oh,
11.
4.
right, all right, all right. Let's see if everything linked up. Jaffe, I did not get yours.
Oh, 5.
Righty, alrighty. Here we go, guys. Close out the evening. As you hear the words, "Now!" 2 individuals pop out, arrows drawn, and they both fire quickly and in succession of each other. Who are they gonna attack? There's 6 of you, huh? So here's what we're gonna do. Let's let fate decide. Fate, roll me a d6, but here's your numbers. Riku, you're 1. Gathi, you're 2. Black, you're 3. Rihanna, you're 4. Leon, you're 5. Jamie, you're 6. Jamie, roll a d6, please.
1.
Who's number 1? Who's me?
Me.
There you are. As 2 longbow shots fly in your direction.
And we
One-
can
Thanks,
dice again.
Fate.
One of them with a 21 to hit. Oh, the other one with a 22 to hit. This is actually going to be pretty bad.
Come on.
Goodbye, Riku.
One of them for 4 points of damage. The other one for only 5 points of damage.
Can I use my reaction as my uncanny metabolism?
Why don't you explain what that does first?
Once per long rest, I can roll it, and that's when I take damage. I can take a reaction to roll 1d12 plus 3 and reduce the damage by that total.
Okay, go for it. Because right now you're looking at, what, 9 points total?
So that was 9 damage. 1d12. 8, 9, 10, 11. It would heal me up 12. So I'm back at full health.
All right. Is you reduce all of that damage. And that would be their surprise round. That takes us to Blackfeather.
Let me see where I am at. Right here. Does this rock over right in here count as some cover?
I'll give you a quarter cover for those little rocks, sure.
All right. Well, I am going to move here and draw my short bow and shoot at SA.
All right, as you absolutely do so, make it happen.
Nine.
With
Hit.
a 9 to hit. Sadly, I don't think that does. Let me double check because I have not memorized their AC. It does not. With a 9, your arrow would, pardon me, your arrow would clink off the wall behind, snapping.
Also, just want to say it was stone endurance, not uncanny metabolism. I read the wrong
That's perfectly
thing.
fine. Yeah, that's a abrasion, right?
Yes. Species.
Sorry. All right. So unfortunately, it doesn't happen. Would that be your turn, Black?
So I have ball bearings in my backpack. What's the odds I can use a bonus action to say throw 100 of them up above me to the person above me, covering kind of the stair area?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with a 0% chance on that. I'm gonna go with a full action to throw ball bearings.
All right, fair enough. I'm going to crouch down then, and end my turn.
Okay, quarter cover, just so you're aware, is basically it's a +2 bonus to your AC and dexterity saving throws.
All right.
Or excuse me, not it's half cover, not quarter cover, half cover. So,
Okay.
Leon, as you hear Blackfeather's arrow, phew, what do you want to do?
Let's see. Let's see. Well, I got 2 swords, and there's a guy in front of me who said, "Get him." So I'm gonna run up to him and get him.
As you charge the leader type individual, you hear a thunk. Roll me a dexterity saving throw, please.
17.
Ooh. You feel the ground beneath you spike up. You'll take half of this damage. What a terrible roll. 3 points of damage pierces through your boots. As you continue to charge forward, that trap is now extinguished and no longer a factor as it tracks back into the ground. You are in front of him.
Attack. 19.
19 does smack into this individual as he tries to parry you, but you kind of twist your wrists in a way that makes contact.
That's gonna be 7 damage.
7 points of damage.
Go ahead and do a second attack.
Go for it. And this is because of action surge?
No, it's because
No.
of Nick.
Nick,
Oh, the
2 up
Nick.
of fighting.
Got you. So you're using a light weapon in your offhand, another scimitar, right?
Yeah, I used 2 scimitars.
Gotcha. Go for it. Dude, Nick is awesome.
9
9.
to hit.
Oh, 9 to hit. Unfortunately, 9 to hit does not hit.
Well, then I will use my action surge and get 2 more attacks.
Go for it.
I'm guessing a 23 hits.
Nope, miss it. Yeah, it hits.
That's going to be the full 9 damage.
Fantastic.
And a second attack. Oh, whiffed 1.
That's a nat 1?
Yeah.
I didn't think I'd have to. I always forget to pull up this.
Uh-oh.
For 1 second. Let me pull up the fumble table. All right, Leon. Please roll me a D100.
$31.
I'm sorry, what was it?
31.
31. It says here. Oh, that's not that. It could have been a lot worse than this. As you attack your opponent, You begin to fear that they are, in fact, a much more superior combatant than you. Disadvantage on your next attack roll against your target.
Okay.
That could have been way worse.
Yeah.
I've seen way worse.
I've seen way worse.
Absolutely. So please remember your next attack. Only one attack. Your first attack will be at disadvantage.
Okay.
Would that be your turn?
I got my bonus section. Is there anything I want to do? Yeah, that'll be my turn.
Absolutely. Jamie, hearing the combat and sword play happening, seeing Blackfeather's arrow screech across the room.
All right, with my Tachi in my right hand, we're going to move up to this rock right there. And as we're moving, we're going to shoot out a firebolt at SB, the one on the staircase.
Absolutely. Free and clear. Go for it.
A 21 to hit.
Hits.
For 3 damage.
Big hit.
Yep.
How do you kill? No, fuck that. I'm just kidding. Would that be your turn, sir?
Yeah, I'm going to take cover with this rock in front of me.
All right. As they take aim, SA and SB both. SA will leap. Excuse me. Rock's tricky. He will stand up, taking himself out of cover, aiming straight for you, Jamie. 2. Oh wow, these guys both have double attacks. Ain't that some shit? So technically, you're gonna get 4 arrows coming in your direction there, Jamie. 1.
Do I have any cover, or is it just straight there?
I'm standing out of cover. I'm getting up to get to you.
Okay.
So the first one misses with a 10. The second one misses with an 8. The third one, a 14?
Nope.
Misses with a 14, and the last one, a 19, would most likely get you.
I'm going to shield the 19.
You shield the 19 as the arrow ricochets off of your magical glass and hits into the cage behind you. You take a moment to look at where this arrow went, and as that arrow smashes into the metal cage, you see faces flickering from firelight like shadows on the wall of eyes staring back out at you, quivering in fear from within these cages. Gothy, you're up.
All right. Well, Gothi's going to move forward at the leader-looking guy,
Right.
and he is going to do an unarmed strike, attempting to grapple.
Oh, that. Go for it. It would be an unarmed strike. 100%.
Wow. That would be a total of 11.
11, unfortunately, does not make contact. If you try to grab him, he pulls his arm back in a parry-like stance, and with his sword, looks like he's getting ready to strike. Would that be your turn, sir?
Yeah, that would be my turn.
Riku. Is Riku gonna get on the board, people?
Hopefully. Murder somebody, quick.
Okay. I am going to go after SB, I believe it was. Yes. SB.
Yeah, I'll give you that. You can leap up onto the stairs, and you're within 5 feet of SB.
Alright, I am going to punch at him.
Punch him.
Does a 16 hit?
A 16 does, in fact, punch SB in the thigh. As you go low first.
8 damage.
8 points of damage crunches into SB's leg. You can see his muscles start to go into spasm, like his thigh muscle.
And then I'm going to use a bonus action, Fury of Blows.
Okay, explain to the team what that looks like.
My focus in martial arts training allows me to harness a well extraordinary energy within myself. This energy represents my focus points. They change it from key, it looks like.
Yes.
Monk level determines the number of points that I have. as shown in focus points column of monk feature table. I can expand these points to enhance or fuel certain monk features. Start knowing them from Fury of Blows, Patient Defense, and Step of the Wind. When expended, when you expend a focus point, it is unavailable until you finish a short or long rest, at the end of which you will gain all
Joseph,
expended points.
what does it look like?
I can hit 2 times.
Joseph, what does it look like?
What do you mean?
Explain how you punch this guy.
I punch him once with my left hand and then again with my right.
Gotcha. Make it happen.
Dirty 20,
Hits.
and then 14.
14.
It's a big ass hit.
14 does do it.
No, 14 for the other
Oh, 14
wolf.
to damage. Oh my god. Yeah, and then your last hand.
Where?
4.
4. The 4 altogether. Holy fucking shit. How do you kill this guy? I know you're punching him, but do you wish to elaborate?
I'd punch him in the side of his jaw really hard, that it like just unhinges. And then I'd punch him again on the other side, which makes his neck just twist around.
Crunch, crack. The body falls to the side and like rolls off the side of this location. Blackfeather. The body just falls right the fuck in front of you.
Mm.
Would that be your turn?
That is the end of my turn.
Beautiful. The token is returned. All right, cool. Next up is Ryan.
Didn't think it'll get to me. So being I already have the crackling energy in my hand, it's gonna shoot right after that guy that we saw when we first came in, that Wan.
Yep.
Wan.
Make it happen.
For an 8.
Ooh, as your 8 slams into this fancy looking stone chair, a piece of it shatters off. Would that be your turn?
That's my turn.
Why do all my big bads always go last? They always roll the shittiest initiative. Juan, grabbing his blade. A long sword in one hand, a short sword in the other, as he begins to start twirling. The glint of the firelight glistens off of your faces and kind of shines into your retinas. Fancy, fancy, fancy sword work happening at play here. Oh, who am I going to attack? 2 heavies in front of me. I don't have a choice. So he's going to go for Gathy, who seems to be the uglier of the 2. Here we go. As the 2 longsword attacks, he kind of does like this X pattern with the 2 longswords, and then tries to drive a straight plunge with the short sword.
Okay,
First longsword is a 17 to hit.
that's a hit.
Second longsword is a 21 to hit.
That's a hit.
And the short sword, ooh, a 22 to hit.
That's a hit.
Wowzers. So let's do the longsword one-handed first. That's 2 of those. First longsword slashes across shoulder to hip for 6 points of damage. The second longsword slashes on the other side of the X for, 10. Then the short sword plunges into your belly area, armor absorbing a good chunk of it for 6 points. So in total, 16 plus another 6 is what?
22.
22.
I'm exactly at 0.
As the fancy work, slash, split, as Gathy falls to his knees. Black, seeing Gathy fall to his knees to this fancy bladesmith. What do you wish to do?
Well, I'm going to. I assume that dead body's still in front of me, so I still can't use this rock for cover, or is there still room?
It's in front of you. It was only a thematic thing. You can still be there. That's fine.
All right. Well, I'm going to continue to stay at my position here, and I am going to attack. What's his name? Wan, with my short bow.
Go for it. Joseph, I left you on that stairs for a reason.
10 to hit.
10 to hit, unfortunately, does not do it as his spinning blades are way too cool. You miss.
All right. Well, I end my turn.
Right, you do so. Leon, seeing Gathy go down right in front of you with some fancy handwork, what are you going to do?
I'm gonna redouble my attacks and attack him again.
Go for it.
10. That's
10
oh yeah,
as
that's
the short sword.
disadvantage. Hold on, this one's at disadvantage. That's right.
Well, it doesn't matter. You're not going to hit anyway. So, beep,
Yeah,
as the
But-
the short sword parries your first attack away.
need to make sure I didn't roll another one.
Ah, good call.
All right, second attack. This one's a 22.
That attack will absolutely make contact as you seem to just find those little holes in his fancy handwork here for 4 points of damage.
Yep. And I'll use a bonus action second wind, seeing how quick he took down Gaffy.
Okay, you do so. That takes us to Jamie. I'm sorry.
Jamie's-
I'm sorry. Before you do that, I should give Leon the opportunity. Are you going to move, Leon, or are you going to stay put?
I'm gonna stay put.
Okay, now you can go, Jamie.
He's gonna hop up here and he's gonna pull some energy into his blade and arcane strike this SA guy. Boom blade.
Go for it. Booming blade it is.
With a 17 to hit.
17 absolutely collides in with this creature.
Lowest damage possible. 1. 3 damage with the booming blade effect on the target.
And what's the burn damage?
You don't get boom damage until level 5 on initial attack, but if he moves, he takes 1d8.
Beautiful. Will that be your turn?
Yeah, that's my turn.
All right. In response, he will swing at you twice with his short sword, one for an 11 and one for 12, as you dance away all of that damage and attack, spinning around fancy. Not too shabby. That takes us to Gathy. Death save in secret, please. You there, Gathy?
Sorry, what was that?
Death save, please, in secret.
Yeah, well,
I didn't hear what you said, I'm sorry.
I said we'll do. 1 sec.
Roger, roger.
I'm still looking for how I roll that.
I've been using just the normal D20 and just making sure it's just private the frog.
And then it's okay, so that's it.
All right, thank you, sir. Make sure you keep track of those saves, all right?
Already got it.
Riku.
I am going to walk down the steps to right next to Juan, and I am going to throw a punch in his direction.
Do it.
Throw them hands.
14.
14 doesn't do it as he twists his body. Your fist goes right across his chest.
Can you get a flank for that?
I got a +1. It's still a miss.
Oh, man.
And then bonus action, another unarmed strike.
Go for it.
13 does not hit.
You're basically swinging, and he's just like, he's like Mike Tyson's punch out right now, except you're missing. Would that be your turn?
That is the end of my turn.
Ryan.
All right, gonna try and true. You know what? I'm gonna catch Witch Bolt.
Ooh, do it.
He done pissed me off.
He's mad. You fucked up his chair.
He'll be at.
Oh, that hits. This is going to suck. Oh, please explain what everyone sees as your witch bolt cracks through the air.
So, like my Eldritch Blast, just the crackling black energy just doubles in size, and one in each hand. And as I push it forward, they come together. And just gonna center mass and just explode him apart.
Well, he's not dead, but you absolutely smack into it. He's
My bad.
He's hurt really bad. He almost dropped his blade.
Okay, I am back. What had happened?
What happened?
Bad boy took a big hit.
Apparently I DC'd for a minute.
Bummer. Yeah, you died.
Did I really?
No.
Alright, would that be your turn, Ryan? As you do massive damage. This
It's
guy,
my turn.
He's literally shaking now. That's how much
And
hit.
my eyes are still locked on him. The energy's still crackling from my hands.
In desperation, his twirly whirlies and dingly danglies and swishies and swooshies with his blades, he seems to be desperate to break himself free from this clusterfuck. He's going to take 2 longsword attacks to start off with on Leon. Longsword attack number 1 with a dirty 20 to hit.
Hits.
Number 2 with a 22.
Hits.
We'll start there first. Damage on the first strike was 5. Damage on the second strike was 9. So 14 so far. Seeing that you're still standing, he's going to try to kind of do a little bit of a twisty twirly and revealing his short sword right around his elbow area. Trying to get a little sneaky, and doesn't do it as he biffs it completely. Clearly, the damage he's taken is fucking up with his accuracy. Taking us to black.
Frog, you're gonna need me bringing back into the game.
My apologies.
No, it's fine. I DC'd. There we go. All right. Oh, I'm dealing with ghosts. They're loading in.
All right, is it my turn then?
Yep.
All right, I'm going to move myself over here.
You're gonna have to, in your settings, you're gonna have to set your token to center, but that's okay. I got you.
So am I standing on the chair or am I next to the chair?
It's just, you can't do so much.
All right, well, I am going to proceed to attack with my scimitar.
Go for it. This will be with a +1.
I got a natural 1 plus 6, so 8.
Okay, so a natural 1 is what we call a critical fail. We roll critical fails on a special table. So
Can I use my heroic inspiration and cancel it?
yes, you could re-roll that 1, 100%.
I'm
That would
going
be a
to.
good use.
And now I roll an 18 to hit.
An 18 collides into this guy. Absolutely.
Right. Damage is 8.
8 damage on the first one. Absolutely.
And I also get sneak attack for that.
Absolutely.
And another 3 for that.
Bexy. Okay.
And I am going to, so we're at 11, then I am going to attack with my rapier because of Nick.
Absolutely.
14 to hit.
14 does not do it as you wide left it.
Alright, and then I'm going to take my bonus action and attack once more with my rapier.
Go for it. Dude, Nick is so overpowered.
Hold on,
especially
you
at
don't get that.
levels.
You don't get that bonus action attack unless you have the feat.
I
gotta
do
call
have the
that.
I do have the feat.
No, you don't get that feat till level 4.
Well, Nick allows him to.
Yes, Nick allows him to
For
take the
free.
yes, Nick allows him to take the bonus action attack and make it an attack. You would have to need the dual weapon fighting feat to get an additional bonus action attack.
Hold on. When you make an extra attack of light property, you can make it as part of your attack action instead of a bonus action.
Yeah, that's for the Nick. He's talking about actually declaring your offhanded attack with the rapier again as a bonus action. But so, hold on. Let me look at something else. I believe you. Give me a second here. Let me catch up. So unarmed offhand attack, right? Offhand attacks. 2024. One second. Everyone, ever since 2024, everyone's been questioning this. So give me 1 second. So basics: dual wielding 2 light weapons, 1 offhand attack using a bonus action with no positive modifiers. So I'm under the impression that you can make your offhand attack with a weapon, just you don't get your modifiers.
If you read Nick, when you make the extra attack with a light weapon, you make it as part of the attack action instead of as a bonus action.
Yes, that means I still have my bonus action to attack.
You still have
again.
your bonus action. You don't get that as an attack because if you read dual weapon fighting, it gives you that bonus action attack back.
Gives you that dual action.
Yeah, go up to.
So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna let it fly for now. I'm going to, because I don't want to hold up the game because we're trying to wrap up here. So I'm gonna let it do it for now. I will go over it again. I know there's a lot of interpretations of that. There's tons of videos on it. I am going to review that to get a definitive answer going forward. But for now,
I miss anyway.
Gotcha. But I will absolutely follow up with you by next week, 100%. And
Yeah.
you're probably right, George. You're probably right. And then maybe my interpretation is off. But I will verify.
I understand.
I will verify. Nevertheless, would that be your turn, Black?
Yes, I end my turn.
Beautiful. Leon.
I will just go back to attacking with my rapier.
Do it.
I mean, scimitar, excuse me. 11, that's going to miss.
Yes. Yep.
And double miss. 11 and 15. 11 and 10.
The pain in your body is also affecting your accuracy, it seems. Would that be your turn?
I'll use my bonus action to use my second second wind.
Go for it.
Gain 7 more health back.
Jamie, you're up. As SA is still staring you down with sword in hand.
And Wan looks really weak.
Juan is definitely, he doesn't look healthy. He's definitely bloodied.
We're going to slide back into this position, and we're going to Booming Blade SA again.
Absolutely, go for it.
With a 15 to hit.
That does make contact.
Oh, max damage with 10 damage.
Damage slides. I like to envision like you're doing this gainer over him off the rock, and you slice downwards as you land. And you do so. He does seem to be extremely injured from this as he's leaning forward, holding his body, but turns to face you with one-armed sword.
Yep, and that'll be the end of my turn.
All right, that guy is going to try to swing back at you with desperation as he swings. Oops, actually, that's the wrong character. 1 second. Ignore this roll. Here we go. Proper numbers now. First one with a 7, which misses completely. The second one with a dirty 20, which I'm sure makes contact.
That hits. Yep.
For 4 points of slashing damage, cuts across your cloak and robes.
Okay.
Gathy.
Okay. Okay.
Beautiful. Thank you, sir. Riku.
Punching again.
Go for it.
Nine.
9 does not do it as you hit the blunt side of his blade.
And then bonus action, another punch.
Go for it.
23.
That actually collides as your left hook just breaks through his defenses.
7 damage.
Tell you what, man, monks are hitting hard already, dude. Wow, this guy almost drops his blade onto the floor and he starts to shuffle his feet around. The look of dread in his face. Rayanne, I'm sorry, would that be your turn, Riku?
That is the end of my turn, yes.
Rayanne, you're up.
Finish him.
All right. So, I can have 2 actions because my Eldritch Blast, can be my action and then my Witch Bolt's my bonus action.
Correct.
So, we are going to
And does that
hit.
bolt automatically hit you? You don't have to roll for that. That's all you want.
Correct. I believe that's what it is. Yeah, it just says bonus action to deal 1d12 lightning damage.
Right.
So I'm going to do that first.
Okay.
Give me 1 second. For 7.
Okay.
And then I'm going to Eldritch Blast him as well. For another 8. So 15 total.
Well, you gotta roll to hit the Eldritch Blast first.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Shush you. 14.
Does not do it. The Eldritch
Damn it.
Blast clinks past into the wall behind, but how does your Witch Bolt dispatch?
Again, just going to bring both my hands, you see 2 balls of fire coming into one. And just going to shoot him. Gonna get him.
His stomach area, having been the focus of this channel, erupts open and blows open. His innards begin to spill all over Leon's feet as he falls dead.
Good job.
We gotta save Gaffy.
Black, we still have an enemy on the field. Black is up.
Alright, well, I am going to turn and get within range. And I'm going to make my attack against him.
Go for it.
Alright. 22 to hit with my
God.
scimitar.
Yeah, sneak attack damage is gonna kill it.
I'm gonna go savage. Oh, is it gonna kill him?
Well, I mean, if you want to get higher numbers, you could always fund. Go ahead. You're rolling there.
Alright, well, I'm gonna roll savage attacker and take the better of the 2. Which I'll take 7. And then I'll roll for the sneak attack. And 2 damage on the sneak attack.
You end this guy's life.
Scimitar right through the back, out his belly.
Absolutely. Gurgling sounds of disgustingness spews all over the rocks near him as he falls dead. Combat is now over, and the scene I wish to wrap up today's session is, as you survey this area, this cave looks to be very much used, by the looks of it, for quite some time. These cages, intricately crafted. Inside these cages, you see 5, I think. You see 5 beaten, battered individuals scattered throughout all of these cages. You see bags of shit everywhere. One of them approaches the cage. An elf, black and white hair, pale blue eyes. He puts his hands up to the cages and pulls his face close. He's all jacked up. Are you here to save me? And that's where we're going to end the scene for today, guys.
You said it was elves?
It was an elf. This one guy was an elf. Everyone else, we don't know what they are yet.
Is the elf speaking common?
Yes.
Alright, fair enough.
Nice.
Awesome. I assume we're going to stabilize Gathy, by the way, so we're just going to say he's stable. You're more than welcome to give yourself 1 HP for the next session, Gathy.
Sounds good.
All right, guys. Well done. Let me kill the stream. I think I'm being called old on stream apparently. He looks like he's an old school War Z player. Nevertheless, I'm going to kill the stream here. And any questions, comments, or concerns, guys?
Do we